So yeah, Last Man in Podcast. What'd you expect? Episode 202?
No, 203, you son of a bitch.
426.
202.
No.
Yes.
The last one
201
was 201.
No, 200 is the last one on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
201.
It's funny how you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's funny when Greg... I'm just throwing Greg under the bus right now. He was the last one. He said, no, got it, guys. Got it. I'll upload it. And he didn't. I uploaded the audio, not the YouTube version.
Yeah.
So the audio people
there.
know.
So the audio people know.
You know what isn't there?
What?
The 4 fans we had, they're gone now.
It's time for new beginnings. New opportunity.
New year, new us?
New year, new us.
Yes. I always start my year in September.
Yeah, because
every year with NFL.
It's done.
Things have changed.
Have they really?
We're a year older. I think we're all at different points in our lives than we were when we stopped the podcast a year ago.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed love. We've lost love. You know, all of us. For sure, Greg. Obviously, share your story.
I hope. What do you mean?
I just fuck with you.
So
Greg's eyes are huge.
You got really quiet.
Yeah, he got super. Something happened that we don't know about with Greg, obviously.
So
that's an off.
That's
off microphone story.
No. It's gonna be a Tarantino. We're gonna get bits and pieces for the next next year.
Yeah, of what happened to me.
Yeah.
So we did stop the podcast last summer, so summer of 2018. We are now in the fall of 2019. And we decided with kind of everything that happened over the last summer that it was time to come back. Because obviously we don't see each other as much as we used to because we all live busy lives.
Let's name how many times we've been to Dan's house since. Me personally, I think 3.
I'm
going
to go with 3.
I'm going to say...
And I can tell you what they are.
2, maybe 1.
No,
since
2.
The last...
Because we did the Chinese food.
Yeah.
And then we did a pizza one.
Oh,
4.
no.
It's 4.
Oh, after...
Chinese food for SummerSlam last year.
Yeah.
Jets Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend of my wedding.
Yeah.
And then actually, so you've been over 3 times. Cam came over to watch AEW last month.
And there was another wrestling in there
pay-per-view.
too.
So 5 for Cam, 3 for Greg.
And we used to come here weekly.
Yeah, we're terrible friends.
We're not. You know what? Life...
I myself have only been here 18 times in the last year.
In your basement, you mean?
In my house.
The guy's never here.
I don't come here anymore.
Yeah, the guy actually... You know what's crazy? So, Dan has like an abandoned house next to his house. And when I was driving here today...
It is vacant as
You think it's abandoned.
The thing is, I was driving by, I'm like, I wonder what happened to that house. Like, maybe a new build is it's been a fucking year after all.
The door is still open. The door hasn't changed.
I can tell you this. I have a scrap, like a notebook, like a 350 pager, and every day I go out, so the house is basically like splitting in the middle, and like the back half is like sinking into the earth.
Okay, you know the House of Horrors
So every
match?
day I go there and I with my tape measure and I measure the angle and I just chart it down.
Little more. Day 180. We're now at 3 inches separation.
That's what Dan has done with his time now that he's lost the podcast.
Yeah.
Do something.
So yeah, for those who've never been here before, we are a sports hockey podcast, but we tend to go off the rails. There is actually...
we already have.
Yeah. There is no...
Like
I have stuff written down here. I actually typed up.
Hey, you know what? You can't go off the rails if you're never on them to begin with.
Ba-ba-da-boom.
There it is. There it is.
Awesome. So, for those who might have been here before, wondering why... No, Cameron.
Oh, no, I'm reading... It looked like you wrote episode wrong.
Spoiler alert.
Do you not know how to spell?
Not great.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I can't talk good
Have
either.
you learned how to write since then? Because your writing is as bad as ever.
No, it almost got worse, I think. It got worse. My writing is best described as when you see
Is every letter supposed to look the same as the other letter? Because that's what yours looks like.
Actually,
It's just one uniform letter for everything.
What Cam's writing looks like, in all reality, is what you see on TV shows, where it's just like a scribble, and it's like, oh, okay.
That's actually my job. Yeah. That's what I've done for the last little bit is...
Like cartoons where it's just like black scribble lines?
Yeah.
That literally
That's what Cam says.
Yet he can still read it.
Well, it's the Matrix. If you can crack the... it's like, if any of you can read a full sentence of mine, you turn into Bucky from the Winter Soldier. It's like those 7 words you can't say out loud to Bucky. It turns into murder mode. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually from Captain America: Civil War.
Well, see, that's why I don't make movie references. I don't pick up on all of them all the time.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't blame you because every Marvel movie is literally the exact same movie. So
Disagree.
It's hard to keep them straight.
Disagree hard.
What?
Disagree.
Except for Endgame, literally they're like the same movie.
Every Spider-Man movie is different.
I haven't seen the new one. Actually.
The new Spider-Man movie is
dope.
very good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Mysterioso.
I have.
Yeah, but Spider-Man's out of the MCU now, so who cares?
Whoa, spoiler.
Jeez.
What if someone...
Poor Kim.
What if someone woke up out of a coma?
But that didn't happen.
And this is somehow they stumbled on this is the very first thing they're listening to. They're like, ooh, I can't wait for Spider-Man Far From Home. And then they're waiting. They're going to watch it immediately after listening to this. And then they're like, what? He's out of the MCU.
I'm not
Did
spoiling
they
the
murder
movie
him?
because it didn't happen in the movie. They just announced, like, after the movie came out that he's...
Now Spider-Man's done? Is
Well,
he canceled?
No.
That happened.
Sony's taking over.
Because Sony owns the rights to the character. They basically made a deal with Marvel to say you can have the character for, like, three movies or something.
Well, no, 5. It was a 5-movie
And then
deal.
we get a cut of the movies, but now Sony's like, you've had your fun. We want them back.
Oh, Jesus.
because Disney wanted to, like, have more share. Because before it was, like, 80-20 for, like, Sony. Sony got 80% of the profits. Disney got
Spider-Man
20.
only got 20.
And Disney wanted to get, like, I think 60-40 or something like that. Regardless, doesn't matter. We are a hockey podcast.
Off the rails.
Despite maybe what you've heard for the first 6 minutes here.
It's been that long.
Okay. So the plan is we used to be a weekly podcast. However, we've decided our lives are all too busy for us to do this weekly. So we are going to try to do this once every 2 to 3 weeks where we get around and we're going to talk about hockey. Instead of being a Jets-focused podcast, which what we've been in the past, we're just going to be hockey-focused. NHL, CHL, AHL, whatever's going on, really. That's going to be the main focus. Exactly.
If you want to send us in your beer league update, well, I'll do it.
And
I'll read it out
Cam will
loud.
read it.
I
Perfect.
will.
And write it down in his terrible writing.
Yeah. Cam doing an ad read. Is that an L, an O, an X? It's an X.
That is an X. Nope, it's a baby C.
So,
what?
With a new beginning comes new segments as well.
Would it be like almost like a whole new world? Wow, come on, guys, jump in.
No.
Just watched that movie actually on the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
I have
The new
not.
one?
Yeah.
What's that movie from?
Aladdin.
Yeah. I was going to say Lion King.
It's not. Lion King.
Hakuna
Get
Matata.
your Disney.
There you go.
Ooh, I wanna take
No,
out
that's
the
your
book. Sorry.
I don't even know where you're going.
I don't know.
I think that's
Okay.
Keep going.
from a video you found online that's spoofing the line.
yeah, maybe. Sorry.
So let's bring it back, okay? I like you're worse than ever. Like I thought maybe
I'm
you'd
so
be able to stay
excited.
on
I'm
top.
so
Okay.
woof.
Okay, I gotta reel you in.
contain
it.
I gotta reel you in.
Reel
Okay.
him
No, I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
So on today's show, we obviously have to cover the summer madness that was the restricted free agent news. And I don't want to just solely focus on one guy like the media's done. I want to focus on the entire group because it's been wild. Then from there, we're going to go to some rapid fire topics.
Yes.
Talk about the lockout, draft, some other offseason news that's happened, trades and whatnot. And then we're going to get into our season preview. A little bit longer of a segment. And then to bring it all back in, we're going to go to our new segment called Catch Up Cam, where Cam has been isolated from social media and a lot of sports news. And today's episode is more just a make sure he's in the loop about a couple things. And then we're going to tell him some news that happened today. Okay?
So it's not Cam eating copious amounts of ketchup.
No, it's not Ketchup Cam. It's
I don't like
Ketchup
ketchup,
Cam.
so.
Yeah. Well, no, Cam's super healthy now. He used to be fat when we did this podcast.
What?
And he's no
No,
longer...
What the fuck?
That
You son of a bitch.
was
Sorry, your mentality was you used to eat dino sours all the time.
Still does.
You used to have Slurpees. You
Still
used
does.
You know what?
changed.
I don't know when the last time I've had a Slurpee is. I'm not going to lie.
You know what we're going to do, Cam?
I know when the last time I had dinosaurs was.
When?
To the exact day.
When is it?
Whenever the election was. I had like half a bag.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I fell into a rabbit hole. It was so good.
I don't
And
blame you that
then
day.
we're getting into hot takes for hot cakes again.
Joe, they're back!
They're back.
Aunt Jemima's back and she's better than ever.
And then the new draft watch. I
don't even know the guy's
I
name.
have coined it LaFreddy Watch.
LaFreddy.
LaFreddy.
LaFreddy Watch. You'll find out.
Okay.
You'll find out. This is after Ketchup Cam. So
Okay, is there going to be a segment where we name, like, we each get to name one favorite thing that happened in the last year that we missed hockey?
Yes. So we're gonna talk about what's happened in our lives at the end of the podcast. So don't.
Can I just jump the gun and say my favorite thing that's happened? Gritty. Let's get real. Of the 1 year to miss hockey, Gritty came in.
Yeah.
Why does have the best mask in the world? He eats children for breakfast, and no one even cares. They give them his children.
That's true.
What's kind of funny is you have a decision to bring in a mascot like Gritty, which was an excellent marketing decision. People love Gritty. The thing is Gritty was meant essentially to be brought in as a joke, and I think is to like rival the Philly Fanatic.
Wasn't it like just like an error? Like didn't they screw up making the costume, and then Philly was like, no, this is better.
Yeah, the story that I read was that, you know how the Philly Fanatic is like kind of just fuzzy but smooth? Well, they sent it to the same like manufacturer, the same people that make mascots and furries, if you're into that, whatever. And then they sent it back, and I guess they read the instructions wrong, and what they wanted of him. They sent it back, and he was supposed to be smooth and like orange, but like look like the Philly Fanatic, just orange. And he looks like what he looks like now, and they're like, fuck it, let's just do it. And they did, and now he's beloved.
Because you have a guy like Gritty, which was like unintended to be like kind of weird. Like he's kind of weird looking.
Kinda.
Yeah. He's straight crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Okay,
he's
sorry.
Nightmare fuel.
He pushes children down.
Hey, you know what's worse though is still the Edmonton Oilers mascot Hunter.
What is that one?
You don't remember what Hunter looks like?
He's a tiger, isn't he?
He's a lynx. Yeah,
that's unintentionally like bad. Like that one's more nightmare fuel than
what's probably bad? We don't think of it because we live here. How do you think other people feel when they go, why is the Jets mascot a fucking moose?
Because when you think of Jets and runways, you naturally think of that Canadian animal.
No, the actual connection is that the AHL team here is the Manitoba Moose. Mickey Moose is their mascot. Jets were just like, let's just keep him.
He's a true North mascot.
But whenever everyone else sees it, they're probably like, that's
Did you see the old guy, Benny the Jet?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
He's a puck.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Benny the Jet's an old big blue round bastard.
Wasn't he a puck, though? Shaped like a puck. I don't know.
No way. Okay, anyways, yeah, we're, again, sorry.
I'll stay silent.
Sam's fault.
Yeah.
I won't talk.
I said save it to the end. You couldn't even
Have
do that.
some patience, god dang it.
Look at this guy showing restraint.
Well, I just dropped an F-bomb.
I know.
I got it.
So, because we're Winnipeg, I feel we have to start off the RFA conversation with Patrick Laine. Because both Kyle Connor and Patrick Laine have not signed yet.
With Pody Patrick, you should say.
Obviously, Dan's a huge Jets fan. I want his take on the Laine situation, what you think he's worth, and do you think a deal gets done before the start of the season?
I think you're starting. I think his value is coming into focus as some of these other guys sign. Because Greg mentioned it, that the media seemed to be focused on one guy, Mitch Marner, because he was probably going to be the highest paid guy out of all these RFAs. Yes, and he plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I know.
But, I mean, in all seriousness, he's probably going to be the highest paid guy. So I think most of these are probably waiting for him to sign. So he signed for what? Almost $11 million a year?
I don't want to talk about it. We'll wait.
Anyways.
I have things to say.
I mean, it's things are kind of falling into place. But the Braden Point contract just got signed. It was 3 years, what, 5?
No, 6
million?
What was it? Sorry.
Under 6, I think.
I'll go to Cap Friendly.
It was 20.75 for 3 years. So that's 6.25?
Is that what it was?
Nope.
Braden Point 6.75.
Damn it.
Okay, so 6.75
Almost 7
for what, he had 94 points last year?
Yeah. Play center.
94?
Yeah.
What?
So to
Really?
me, I mean,
Catch-up Cam.
94 points.
Jesus.
But from what I've heard, it sounds like Laine more wants the bridge deal than to maximize his money 2 or 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like he was wanting a bridge deal in the neighborhood of like $7-8 million a year. That clearly not going to happen now when a guy that put up 94 points is coming in at 6.75.
And especially with a garbage year line he had last year.
Yeah.
What do you only have 30 goals? Bum.
So, and that's where...
So to me, like I feel like Laine falls, if he is on a bridge deal, somewhere between 5.5 and 6.5. somewhere in there is probably a fair assessment because you do have to look at him over 3 years, not just over last year. He did score 44 goals the year before. He's got the 4th or 5th most goals in the league since he came into the league. Yep. So he's got some underlying numbers, and players who score goals get paid very well. There's a lot of concerns with his game, obviously. I mean, just overall, and when he goes into a slump, it seems like he goes like down a black hole for months, and you can't get him out.
He's going down the double black diamond, and he's not ready for it.
So I don't know if it's a bridge deal, like between 5.5 and 6.5, probably for 2 or 3 years. I don't see them going long-term deal with him right now, though.
I think it's one thing that everyone's focused on right now, at least what I've noticed, is everyone keeps talking about, oh, well, his season last year, he only had 30 goals, he went through this huge slump. And I've been one of those people, obviously, critical of Laine in the past, and I even came on this podcast after he scored his 3-goal hat-trick against Toronto and said that he wasn't even the best player on the ice because I was quite salty towards him. Despite that, I think what we're kind of missing the point here is Laine has the potential to be one of the best goal scorers of our generation, potentially. Right now, the biggest argument is he's not playing with the right players, and I've seen parts of that in his game. The other thing, too, is he does go stretches without scoring goals. He's also 21 years old, and these types of things happen, and some players can adjust to it really quickly, and they can figure it out. I think right now the problem is I think people are too focused on all the negatives around Patrik Laine and not the positives that he brings, because realistically, we're focused on the 30 goals over the 82 games that he played last year, and we're not focused on what he did in the playoffs. He showed up in the playoffs. In his playoffs career, in 23 games, in the NHL playoffs, he has 16 points. To me, that tells me that he's a guy that's prepared to play when it matters. And, we weren't around last year to talk about the Stanley Cup final, but Patrick Maroon's a guy that comes up. And I'm not comparing Patrik Laine to Patrick Maroon by any means. But that's a guy that shows up in the playoffs, and he puts points on the board. Dustin Penner does the same thing. So when you have an ability to have a guy that can still put the puck in the net in the playoffs when it matters most, he had 3 goals last year in 6 games against their series against St. Louis. That matters, okay? So despite the fact that, he's a streaky goal scorer that probably should be playing with a more elite centerman than Brian Little, even though I love Brian Little, I agree with that. I think that maybe they should try him out to play with Mark Scheifele and see what happens. And maybe that Paul Maurice might need to get a little bit more creative in where he puts Patrik Laine in his lineup. I think it is an absolute mistake to put a player like Patrik Laine on the 3rd or 4th line, especially a guy that's just not defensively sound. You can hide him on a line, on a 1st or 2nd line with any centerman on a 1st or 2nd line because of the fact that they can cover for him defensively. But when you're playing a more grind game on a 3rd line, you just can't cover. You can't hide him as well defensively. So for me, contract-wise, I think realistically, if I'm Patrik Laine, you get a 2-year bridge deal, and don't sign for less than $6 million. And I think that's a fair amount. I think a $12 to $18 million contract over a 2 to 3 year term is what I want to see from him, at least. Mm-hmm. I think that's fair, and I think it's show me what you can do. Cameron?
Well, you guys pretty much summed up everything I would have to say about it. But however, I don't know if you have this on here. I'm surprised that no one even tried offer sheeting him, that we know of, at least publicly.
Well, he could have been handed offer sheets, but he has to sign them. It's not just as simple as a team saying, here's an offer sheet. The player has to sign it.
That's how that works?
No, yeah.
I'm just fucking with you guys. I know that.
Not everybody is
like Mitch Marner had 2 offer sheets, and he didn't sign them.
Because he wanted to be a Toronto Maple Leaf.
So, I mean, the offer sheet thing, I think a lot of people don't realize that, teams can throw offer sheets at players, but the player has to physically sign the offer sheet.
Can you trade? Can he be traded, or would he have to sign before being traded?
No, you can trade him. You can trade his rights.
Okay,
technically you own his rights.
Stick with me here, just one time. One time.
I know where you're going.
It starts off with semi-quasi-retired NHL veteran of 500-plus games, Andrew McDonald, if you know where he is.
He's a UFA right now.
Is he?
Yeah, well, that's why he hasn't retired.
That's why I said semi-retired. We're not sure yet. He's deciding his future as well.
Yeah.
I will also throw in, I don't even know the Flyers D anymore. One of the Flyers offensive that isn't Ivan Provorov or Shane Gostisbehere, all right? we're going to throw in Nolan Patrick and a first rounder for just Josh Morrissey. I don't want Patrick Laine.
There it is. Yeah.
I don't want
There
Patrick
it is.
Laine.
Guy wants
Why don't you
Goddamn
just
way.
butcher the whole Jets team?
Not a
Yeah, that's fine.
chance.
Just
No
take the
way.
last guy left.
No, I'm sending all the good guys to
There's-
you. You're getting Nolan Patrick
Yeah.
and the wiseness of Andrew McDonald.
I think, like Greg said, though, like, I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
he's 21. He's still figuring it out. And in a quote-unquote terrible year, he scored 30 goals. Majority of guys in the league don't score 30 goals. In a quote-unquote terrible year, he scored 30 goals.
That's
He
scary.
scored 18 goals in one calendar month. That's more goals than most guys score all year. So
And
he's
some guys in
definitely
their career.
yeah. So he's definitely got the
Don't
skills.
bring Christian Uzelius in.
I think that the biggest concern with him, though, I think, is just if he's not scoring, he looks downright lost out there sometimes, and that's the concerning thing. It's fine if you're not scoring, but at least
Effort level.
effort level, and I think that's where the big question marks with him are, because he does. When he gets in slumps, he's very hard on himself, and I think that's counter whatever the word is
Productive.
that I can't think of it.
Productive.
Anyways, but I think he gets so hard on himself that he just falls further down into a funk. And, it's fine to be hard on yourself, but he's got to pick it up. He's got to learn to get out of it. But I think it's just kind of, if he can have his all-around game round out, I mean, he'll be a star. But, so I don't think they should give up on him, even though he's been, I mean, the other thing, too, is he's been saying some interesting things this summer back home in Finland, so.
Yeah. And just closing points on Laine. Do you think he signs before the season starts?
No,
Do you think he signs before the season starts?
At this point,
we're a week out.
Yeah, season starts next week.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday.
I for some reason, I feel that they're gonna sign both Connor and Laine like together. Like I feel like they'll get
They
one.
share money.
No. Like I feel like they'll get
Understood.
one agreed to, and then they'll just get the other one done, and then they'll announce both of them.
Yeah.
I think they'll be done by the time the first game starts. I don't know if they'll be done by the time preseason ends, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll be in the lineup opening night.
Okay.
I'll go with they will not be in the lineup opening night, but the curious thing that all brings us together is also the longer they go, the more money it's going to cost them against the cap moving for this season only, and then they'll get cap savings moving forward. So let's say they each sign for $7.5 million. It could be as much as 7.9 this year, and then every subsequent year after that it's like 7.3 or 7.4.
The only thing that I feel like is maybe throwing a wrench in things even more is the Dustin Byfuglien thing, because we'll talk about it, but that might be throwing a wrench into what they want to do because they don't really know what they have for money right now, right? So.
Yeah, well, and we'll touch on that. Kyle Connor, what do you think his projected?
I think he'll get a 7 or 8 year contract. I'd say $7.5, $8 million a year, probably somewhere in that range.
Cameron?
I'm totally fine with the years, like 7 to 8 years, or 6 to 8 years. I would give him 6.5 to 7.25. Only because we know Josh Morrissey.
I feel like
just
you're gonna
signed
have
for
to.
6.25.
I feel like you give him the 7.5 now, and maybe it's a bit of an overpay, but in 4 or 5 years, it's going to be a big underpay.
Yeah.
Josh Morrissey is worth like $30 million right now, and he only got 6.25.
Okay, so Kyle Connor 2 years ago, he
$30
was
million a season? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
He's that good?
He shakes.
He's best defenseman in the league?
Absolutely.
But okay, so
I don't have him winning my Norris.
2 years ago, Kyle Connor was the only rookie to score over 30 goals.
Yep.
Scored 34 last year.
Mhm.
So he's got two straight 30-plus goal seasons. He's 65, 70 points a season.
Fine, you push me. I'll give him 7.
Yeah, no,
Best
7.
I got.
I could see 7 too. I think somewhere between 7 and 8. I think somewhere in that realm.
I could see them going 8x8, 64 mil. But I think that realistically, if I'm Kyle Connor, I look at what's happened this summer, and you look at a guy like Artemi Panarin, which we'll talk about, and even potentially what Taylor Hall is going to sign for in this offseason. And I'm almost thinking if I'm Kyle Connor, I'm signing 3 to 4 years at probably 6 mil. I'm going to sign a bridge, and then I'm going to go for that 10, 11, 12 number in subsequent years. And realistically, that's what we're seeing, and we'll talk about it, and I want to move to it right now, because guys like Brock Besser, that's what they're moving towards, because he also signed a bridge deal. I wouldn't be surprised if we find news about Matthew Tkachuk signing a deal like that, or Mikko Rantanen signing a deal like that.
Do you think the Jets would they go bridge for both guys though?
I don't know, but like
dangerous.
if I'm Kyle Connor, that's what I'm looking for. Because I want that payday at the end. Because realistically, it's something I wanted to talk about, maybe not even this episode, but I'll just touch on it right now. I think there's going to be a change in the NHL over the next probably, I think it's starting with this RFA class, but it's going to move forward where you're going to see guys take big money on their bridge deals. And by big money, I mean like the Brayden Point deal where it's 6.75, $7 million on a bridge deal. And then after their bridge deal is done, they'll sign that 8-year contract for huge money. And then the next time they sign their contract, it'll be for less. I don't think you'll see these Artemi Panarin first year out of UFA signings moving forward. I think that type of contract of signing 8 years, once you're done your first 3 years of RFA, I think that's going to go by the wayside. I could also see them changing how the RFA status is going to go.
Don't they want to extend it to 4 years from 3 years?
Yes.
Isn't that one of the things that they're trying to maybe...
Yeah. The thing that I would say that would solve all this is... And I know it would suck for the player's perspective, but to say that, so for the first 3 years, the most money you can make is $1 million salary, then you can get bonuses, a performance bonus structure. And then if they said, okay, for your next 3 years of RFA, so let's say you get 6 years of RFA instead of what it is now, which I think is 9 or 8 years of RFA, whatever. If Matt was here, he would know. So you get 6 years of RFA instead, so you become an RFA or UFA at 25 instead of at 27. So you would get signing bonuses, but let's say your ceiling is, instead of being what it is now, I think you can sign for a maximum of 16% of the cap. It would be like 8% of the cap would be the maximum you could sign for.
Do you think that the NHL is maybe moving more towards? I mean, like the NBA is very much like this. Like guys don't sign. It's very rare that they sign like the super long-term deals, and like guys usually sign for 1 or 2 years or 3 years, and then they maximize their money because they're always getting new contracts every 3 years. There's a lot of player turnover in the NBA though. I mean, like in the NBA, star players swap teams all the time. So I mean, do you think the NHL is moving towards that, where basically it's all short-term deals? Guys just want to capitalize on money every 3 or 4 years, and if that means moving on from teams every 3 or 4 years, do you see that happening or not?
I don't. I really don't, and I think that if that was going to happen, this summer would have been a good time for that to happen because of the big names that were potential to go. And granted, there is a lot more obstacles for younger players, but if, let's say, Brayden Point cared more about money, he would have got, like, realistically, it's up to a player to sign. Like, he can sign wherever he wants. Yeah. Take offer sheets out of it. Obviously, if a team's ready to sign a player to that, they're prepared to give up those picks. So theoretically, if it was going to happen, it was going to be this year. And I don't really see that trend because hockey's different in basketball because there's such a more team atmosphere. There's such a more camaraderie between the guys than there is in basketball. I'm not saying the guys in basketball aren't friends, but you have 12 guys versus 25. Mm-hmm. And it's more of that, we have to grow together to succeed, where in basketball you can be a star guy. Like if McDavid was a guy in the NBA, let's say he was that good, he was the best player in the NBA and he was there, or if the NHL was like the NBA, he would not be a part of the Edmonton Oilers anymore. He just would not be. Or he would bring somebody else that was a big name. Edmonton would have gotten a Mitch Marner to play with Connor McDavid. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Talk about Mitch Marner in a second, but I want to talk about the Brayden Point contract. 3 years, 6.75. Why and how does Tampa keep doing this?
It's not even Steve Yzerman. He's gone now.
It's not. So,
okay, well,
how?
Yeah.
Right off the hop.
Well, this is maybe into the NBA thing though. Like, if guys know they can win, why not stay?
We're overlooking. There's no taxes.
Well, there's no taxes in Florida.
But honestly, though, I do not think that is the biggest. That's not the biggest deal to a lot. Like, I get it; it matters partially. But these guys, think about it. If you're making $5 million a year, let's just say, realistically, you're making $5 million a year. Does getting taxed really matter that much? Because there are so many avenues to not hide your money, but to at least get some tax savings on it wherever you live. let's take a look at a Canadian player, right? Let's say you're Auston Matthews. You signed that $11.634 million contract. That's in American dollars. You're playing in Toronto, Canada. And you know what the exchange rate is right now? 11.6% or $11.6 million American is like $14 million a year Canadian. So realistically, that's how much he's making when he's in Canada for 10 months of the year.
Does he have to pay double taxes wherever?
Is it
Toronto
not,
and then his other residence?
Is it not just maybe though Braden Point just says, I'm betting...
But this should never have happened.
I'm betting on myself. In 3 years, I will be getting paid, whether it's here or somewhere else, but he obviously thinks in the next 3 years, they have a pretty good shot to win a Stanley Cup. And I mean, they do. But maybe this is just the guy saying, I want to be here as opposed to maximizing what I'm worth right now.
It's not like, and I get that, and I agree with that. I think that he's definitely mitigating. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to make 6.75. That's good money to play hockey. That's what he wants. And great, good for him. Awesome for him. But Tampa Bay should not have been in this position. Because what happened? Oh, Uncle Jim Benning comes in. I'll take JT Miller off your hands, and here's a first-round pick. Oh, Ottawa comes in the conversation. I'll take Ryan Callahan off your hands. Why do teams bail out good hockey teams? If they have bad contracts, fuck them. Let them rot. It's a competitive league, and you're essentially saying by taking on these contracts that, hey man, don't worry, you can continue to be bad at your job, and I'll save you all the time.
Maybe Jimmy B really likes JT.
I get it, but you know what you do? You wait until it's last resort because you would have gotten more. Instead of giving up a first-round pick for Vancouver, who's probably not going to make the playoffs, we'll talk about it, but realistically...
Greg, you're overlooking...
What?
I mean, we might have to call him, but... Jim...
I'm not ready. No. I don't think the Royals are ready.
I think Jimmy's at a scouting
Do you hear that in the
combine
distance? It's Miller.
How many vowels in Miller? 2.
Miller.
He can still say Miller without the I and the E.
You know why he got JT Miller?
Obviously.
That's not why.
Yeah.
No. Because when
what does JT stand for?
When he refers to him, he just has to call him JT. Yeah. And that's all he's putting on his jersey.
Done.
That's all he's just putting JT. There's no Miller. He's just putting JT, no periods, because that costs money.
Yeah.
So it's just JT. Everyone knows.
They all know. They don't need
all I'm getting at is you don't rescue teams that put themselves in cap trouble. Like, there's nobody that's going to come to Nashville's rescue in a couple of years when they look at that Nick Bonino contract and they're like, well, we can't afford to sign.
Famous last words
Raymond
on that
Nielsen.
one.
Oh, you know where he's going. He's going to somehow like...
Nylander for Chicago. Who did he get traded there for?
Buffalo traded...
Because they bailed him out. That was a bailout for sure.
I can't pronounce his name. It's like... He is Jim Benning's worst nightmare. It is like Koekek or something like that.
Yeah. It's Slater Cuckoo.
Koekek or something.
No, it's Slater Cuckoo.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
It's Cuckoo? Oh, okay.
You know, when I did have video games and I did play them, he played for the Peterborough Petes. I had him on my team every time I made a team. Every time. Even
back to
how good his name
Greg is saying that the NHL should just be cutthroat and ruthless and just be like, screw you guys.
It should
be the NBA.
Championship business.
It's a business.
You either win or you don't. And I'm sorry, you don't I'm a Leaf fan. And you know what's happened the last 2 years? Teams are like, the New York Islanders are like, hey, it's okay. You don't like Matt Martin? Well, we'll take him off your hands. Hey, you're going to have some problems being able to afford some of your contracts. Here's David Clarkman. Take him. You can put him on LTIR because you can afford it. And then when you oversign everybody, you're fine. It's bad business, in my opinion, to just say, well, we're going to continue to suck. Like, I get it. You can get good players, but Ryan Callahan, his prime's past him. I'm not saying JT Miller's a bad player, but you don't give up a first-round pick for him.
Is that what they gave up for him?
Yes.
Ooh, that's steep. Yeah, he's a good player.
For the marketing alone, it's completely worth it. I will go down defending Jim Benning till the day I die. He's a greatest GM.
It's just crazy to see the discrepancy in the contracts, though, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I find it fascinating just based off of. I mean, and there's so many different ways you can look at this, right? Like, it's just.
Yeah. The next one is the Brock Besser deal, which was a good move.
Say it right.
By Jim Benning.
Say it right.
I'm not saying it. Cameron, you can't force me to say it.
Fine.
Okay.
I won't say anything.
So Brock Besser signed a 3-year, $5.875 deal, which in my opinion is the steal of the summer.
How much was it?
3-year, $5.875 AAV.
That's good.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm surprised by that contract, by the point contract. I'm just surprised that the AAVs are so low.
No, but that's Greg, as he mentioned before. They're betting on themselves. And they're taking years away from that RFA to get closer to the UFA.
So, Auston Matthews cashed in big time, and only on a 5-year deal. So it really shocks me that, especially for a guy like Braden Point, who statistically, points-wise, is better than Auston Matthews, the discrepancy, I get that one... No, Braden Point, he's a centerman too, is he not?
Yes, he is.
It's crazy to me that there's just such a discrepancy between, various
that's
guys.
The marketing.
So,
that's
just,
he's not as marketable. Like, Auston Matthews is in Toronto.
Well, exactly.
The
And
Maple Leafs.
And I mean, maybe Greg disagrees with me. I think they paid him too much too soon. I think the media kind of... I feel the media hyped him into that contract a little bit.
But he's so good.
He's a point-a-game player, but he hasn't played a full season yet.
You don't need to play full season.
He played a full season in
his first year, but he wasn't a point-a-game player in his first year.
But you don't need
last year he was a point-a-game player, but he didn't play a full season. So
yeah, but look at the team they have. He doesn't need to play every game.
I'm just saying, to me, I feel that contract, in maybe in 1 or 2 years, that'll be a great deal. I think right now, it's a little steep.
Okay, but are you talking steep because of the amount of money it takes up in your cap?
Yeah, because it's kind of...
The investment alone
it's sort of
handcuffing
them, like with Marner, they basically said, well, you can't make more than Auston Matthews. Why not? If he's a better player right now.
He's not.
But who's not?
He's not. Marner. I'm going to get to it. Don't worry.
A winger. I'm just saying, to me,
it's not even the winger. He's just not that good of a player. He's not a double-digit $1 million player. It comes down to that. Marner is not.
If Auston Matthews didn't play in Toronto, would he be on that contract?
Yes.
Right now? I don't think so.
Yeah, because
he would
be the face of the franchise. He's the face of the franchise wherever he goes.
I guess. So there's marketability. If
he's
you want to
that
way.
But he's... Okay. Well, I don't really want to get into Matthews because there's another Matthews thing that we need to talk about. But he's making a lot of money. The thing is if you're Toronto, you have 4 players, and realistically, they've overpaid all 4 players. I think John Tavares is about $500,000 overpaid. I think 10.5 would have been fine. But open market, he would have gotten 13. I think that he left about 2.5. I think it's well documented. He left about $2.5 million on the table. Okay, I'm fine with that one. You've overpaid Auston Matthews roughly, I would say, $600,000 to $800,000. 10.8, 10.5. Okay. The problem that I have with that deal is it's only a 6-year deal versus it being it's a 5-year deal versus being an 8. That's the issue I have with it, is the term. But statistics show over the last 3 years that he's been in the league, he's been the best even strength goal scorer in the league. And when you're playing a 60-minute hockey game, how long are you even strength versus being shorthanded or on the power play?
Yeah, well, probably the majority, if you average it out,
2 to 3, 2 to 1, right? You're gonna be on even strength for probably 2/3 of the game, and he's the best scorer statistically in the league at even strength at 5-on-5 in the last 3 years. So, I'm sorry, when you're leading a category, you're worth that much money, and I'm saying right now that if Braden Point signed a 5-year contract, that AAV is looking closer to $10 million.
Yeah.
And realistically, if I'm Braden Point, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, if I'm making 6.75 now, in 3 years, I'm going at you and I'm saying, I want 16. If he keeps putting up the numbers he's putting up. And that's the difference, is Toronto's going to be saving in those final 2 years. Granted, I think that you're right. I think it's a little bit of an overpayment for the first 2 years of that deal, especially if he continues to get hurt. But if he makes it through these 2 seasons, and he performs in the playoffs and he gets over the hump and they get to the 2nd or 3rd round, then all of a sudden you look down the road and realistically their cup window is the next 5 years. That's why they're paying him money now. Because 5 years from now, I don't know if Toronto's going to be there. I don't know because they have so much money wrapped up in 5 guys. They're going to have to give Frederik Andersen a payday. They're going to have to give Morgan Rielly a payday. There's a lot of guys that need paydays, and they don't have...
Aren't 5 of their 6 defensemen
gone at the end of the year?
Like, they need new contracts after this year?
But here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Is they have a very... People talk about their defense being weak. They don't have NHL defensemen yet, but they have a very deep pool of young defensemen that could make the NHL. They have a lot of defensive prospects. It looks like Sandin is going to make the opening day roster, which is the 2018 22nd overall pick or whatever it was. He's going to make a debut, and he's going to be good. And I think that Travis Dermott, when he comes back, he'll be fine, and he'll sign a decent deal this summer. I think overall, and they're probably going to try to re-sign Tyson Barrie, which was a tremendous trade. Overall, I think they're fine. Do I agree with you that they overpaid Matthews 100%? But the egregious one is Mitch Marner. And I don't want to get to it yet because I want to keep going. Matthew Tkachuk in Calgary. What do we think he signs for? Because he hasn't signed yet.
He's kind of the one that's gone under the radar, like, to me, the most. That, like, you just don't hear... Like, you hear about it, but not a lot.
I would not want to bridge him if I were Calgary. I'd want to get him in 8 years. And I know he puts up decent numbers, but I test just for me because I'm 1,000 years old. I would give him 8.5, 8 years because he's your next captain.
I agree.
And then I wouldn't front load or anything, but the last few years you know what, every year just put like bonuses in there to like amp it up and like give him incentive. Not that he's already a very driven player anyway.
Can they put like if you're named captain you get...
Yeah.
Can they put a clause like that?
That'd be just add it onto your signing bonus.
I think it's pretty obvious he probably will
100%.
be.
There's no way he's not the next captain.
And you know what? He's a good player. He's a gritty player. I feel like they obviously didn't go very far in the playoffs last year. It was kind of a shocker, but
exactly.
I think they're set up for runs in the next couple of years, and I think he'll be an important.
And they have a key piece in their run going forward with Milan Lucic. Greg, what are your thoughts on Matt Tkachuk?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I think that a long-term deal is probably the best. He's like the next Brad Marchand, and I love him. Like, I like those types of players, guys that can still put points on the board. They're not putting you down at bad times. Like, realistically, you got to play on an edge, and I think that we need to see more of that come into the NHL because it's borderline, but it's clean. He can put up points. He's not in the penalty box every day, and he's a leader, and guys follow him. And that type of play pumps the team up and gets them ready to go. And I think that that's really important.
And if he stirs shit up, he's got a bigger guy to handle it now, like Cam said.
Milan Lucic. Yeah. And, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. You think when Milan Lucic gets in fights, like, and he goes back to the room, everyone's like, yeah, he made it, Milan. Like, making it rain. It sounded way cooler in my head. Never mind.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe.
Moving on.
Terrible.
I'm sure they appreciate what he does.
Yeah.
Last one before we get to Marner. Mikko Rantanen.
I don't have a point of reference because his I didn't watch hockey obviously at all.
Did he just have the 1 year on the McKinnon line, or has it been the last 2 years?
Last 2, but even
isn't he better away from them?
He's better away from McKinnon. His points total away from McKinnon. So I think it's chartinghockey.com. They kind of show point values with and without players, and you can look at a multitude of stats. And he's great with Nathan McKinnon. Don't get me wrong. But away from Nathan McKinnon, numbers show he's more productive. But regardless, 87 points last year, 84 the year before.
If I'm him, to me, if I'm the player, I'd want a bridge deal. Because I'd say, pay me this for 3 years, and then in 3 years, I'm getting paid. I don't know if the Avs... they can't have that much cap used up, eh?
Yeah, what are they paying McKinnon?
So they still have $15 million in cap space.
Who do they have to sign?
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen.
When's McKinnon's
contract? So McKinnon's contract is up in 4 years.
What? What?
Landeskog's contract's up in 2 year's. But next year's a big year for them. So next year they got to re-sign Burakovsky, Colin Wilson, Matt Nieto, not big deals. Tyson Jost, who's going to be a little bit cheap, a little bit more expensive, probably $3 to $4 million. Valiant Nichushkin,
Valerie Nichushkin on Colorado?
Yeah.
Huh.
Vladislav Kamenev, who's also...
How much money?
And then their D-core is going to need... Zadorov needs a new deal. Barbario needs a new deal. Connaughton, who I don't think they really care too much about. Ryan Gray. Like, depth guys next year. So they could afford. And honestly, I said it. I put it on Twitter a bunch of times, and I still abide by this 100%. Mikko Rantanen should have been the focus of the summer. Instead, it was Mitch Marner because Toronto. But Mikko Rantanen was the best RFA and should be paid like the best RFA. Colorado is my second favorite hockey team. Okay? If Mitch Marner's making 10.8, Mikko Rantanen deserves to be making 12. That's how much better of a player Mikko Rantanen is than Mitch Marner.
What did Mitch do to you?
What?
Yeah,
He didn't do anything to me.
No,
he didn't do anything to me.
Did he do a question?
But realistically,
Twitter
if I'm Mikko Rantanen, I'm doing what Dan said. I'm taking a 3-year deal. But if I'm the Avalanche, I'm looking at a 6 to 7 year deal and around the 8.5, 9 to 5 range. And I think that is very valuable to Mikko Rantanen. But here's the thing.
He's still, what, 22?
22.
Yeah, he's young.
And
He's feeling
if
it.
you're Colorado, you also have the best bargaining chip ever. Are you better than Nathan MacKinnon? No. Well, we can't really pay you that much more than Nathan MacKinnon. How are you $3 million, $4 million better than Nathan MacKinnon?
But see, that's a tough argument because...
No, it's an argument you win. You can't. Realistically, you can say, well, at the time of signing it, McKinnon was making X amount of, percentage of the cap. So I'm willing to pay you X amount of the cap, which is equal to what McKinnon signed. Do you think that you're worth more than that? How can you say you're worth more than Nathan MacKinnon, who's clearly the best player on this team?
See, that's an interesting argument, though, because, take Winnipeg Jets. Is Kyle Connor better than Mark Scheifele? No. Is Patrick Laine better than Mark Scheifele? No.
Absolutely.
So how do you pay that? So how do you pay those guys more than Mark Scheifele, who's on a very, very friendly contract that was signed 4 years ago?
Because that was a garbage RFA year.
But
we all know it. They all got shafted.
No,
Lord.
Scheifele hadn't done anything when he got that deal.
But here's the thing.
I'm just saying it's a tough argument to make because, now Scheifele, if he was a free agent now, he's probably getting the 10 or 11 million that Auston Matthews range got. Maybe not quite, but he's getting close.
Yeah.
So it's a hard argument because it's so different now.
How much does McKinnon make? I give him the exact same contract for Rantanen for 3 years.
No.
Why not?
It's
$6 million or something like that.
I agree with Greg. To me, if you're not the best player, you shouldn't be paid more than you shouldn't be paid more than the best player. No. But it's so tough because contracts are signed.
If you're going 3 years,
apart.
I honestly think if you're going 3 years, Mikko Rantanen, $7 million. Okay, so I want to move along quickly here. Mitch Marner. Your thoughts on the Mitch Marner saga from an outside view, because obviously you don't have social media.
It dragged on. Even every time I even opened the score app, I don't have hockey or anything on that app, and it still showed up in my newsfeed oh man, Mitch Marner, it's continuing. So from an outside perspective, because he didn't hear any offer sheets at the time being, I thought, well, clearly he obviously wants to be there. I don't know who his agent is, but it seems like the agent was driving the narrative a lot.
Fair.
I feel like the agents are probably driving the narrative for a lot of these.
Fair.
They're probably telling the guys, they're just wait. We'll get a deal done by the time season starts, but
when I originally heard that he wanted, or I heard a rumor that he had wanted more than Matthews.
Wasn't his ask almost 50?
His original there was talks of 15, 14, 12 and a half.
That's madness.
So,
That's
but
madness.
if you go strictly points, he put up 25 more points than Matthews did last year. So if you're going strictly points, he's got somewhat of an argument. But to me, I mean, it was a very outrageous ask. I think what he was asking for.
If you go, as what you just said, if you go strictly points, he's got an argument. And that's where it starts and ends is the but, because what Mitch Marner lacks, Auston Matthews has a complete rounded game. So that's why I'm with Greg where he shouldn't be paid more than Matthews. But from an outsider perspective, it dragged on too long. Way, way, way too long. But obviously, hey, I'm not an agent. I don't know how things work. I think he got paid a little much. I wouldn't have given him double digits. I honestly thought, when I heard 15 million, I'm like, oh my god. Well, I hope not.
So if you compare defensive numbers between Matthews and Marner, Where is it? I don't know.
I don't know either. You're asking
Greg
the wrong
would know.
person.
Yep, I'll save it. I want to hear
Okay.
it.
Well, then to wrap up,
Because, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if Auston Matthews defensively is amazing, okay, or not very good. Because guys who are not very good defensively still get paid a ton of money.
you don't need to be super good.
I don't know.
That's our defense.
I don't have the stats, so I can't
If
compare.
defense didn't even do that anymore.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I mean,
Flyers don't.
so what Greg pointed out, like Auston Matthews, 5-on-5, he's the best goal scorer in the NHL. That, on top of, being a centerman, I don't disagree with the argument. I think the argument gives way more power than it should. I don't really, to me, just because you're a centerman, there's wingers who are better hockey players than centermen.
Yep.
Fair.
I don't really think that the whole... Because from one thing I always heard is it's like, well, he can't make more than Auston Matthews because he's a centerman. In my head, I'm like, it doesn't matter what position you are. If you are a better hockey player, you can get more money. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I think that argument gets used too much. I don't like that argument. I mean, there's the centerman is important, but he's not always the best.
To use a counter
So
argument.
to me, I thought Mitch Marner. I'm actually surprised he didn't get paid more. I don't know, and again, though, I don't know enough of the underlying numbers about Toronto, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But for just point-wise and production-wise, what he's done in the last 2 years, with Auston Matthews not playing, he's kind of carried the team a little bit.
Disagree.
Well, when Matthews is not playing.
But he's
Disagree.
played to counter
But
argument your point.
just
He's
saying-
played with John Tavares
Well, yeah.
literally the entire time.
But
No, last year he did.
No, but when he put up 94 points, like he
Yeah.
played with
but
John
he
Tavares.
put up 90 points the year before, didn't he?
Put up.
8 or high 80s.
Oh, did he put up 90 as well?
He put up quite
Guys,
a few.
I've never been a numbers guy. I'm more about.
Anyways, I'm just saying. To me, there's so many different things to look at. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But
So, and I'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. So, my whole take on the saga was, one, the ask was way too high. I still think his contract's about $1.5 million too much, if on a 6-year deal. But there were talks of like 10.5 over 3 years. Like, I'm glad he's a Leaf for 6 years. I'm happy about that. The problem that I have with this deal is all of the ill will that was thrown on Toronto throughout it. And it was very clear that the media was pushing narratives that they wanted, that Marner's camp wanted. Marner's camp was taking the offensive, whereas the Leafs camp was kind of not even taking a defensive side. They were just sitting back and letting whatever happen, because everything that came out was always from Marner's side. Offer sheets, high asking prices, the team being disrespectful, Mitch Marner not feeling respected, and then just it all came to a boiling point where it just felt that, because numbers started to come out, I think it was Bob McKenzie or Elliot Freeman started to release numbers that the Leafs had been offering him, and I think one of the numbers was an 8x11, and he said no to it. And like slowly I saw Leafs Twitter turn from being like, well, I'd love to get a deal done, to I'm done with this guy. And that's the same way I felt. I was done. You're going to turn down $11 million. You're making $1.5 million more than Nikita Kucherov per season, and you think you're that much better than him. Here's the thing. Mitch Marner ranked 6th on the Leafs in zone entries last year. 6th.
He's tiny.
He was behind William Nylander. And Nylander missed 30 games.
William Nylander. What's his nickname, Greg?
But is zone
He's the scoring
Ball
guy.
flow.
is zone
Oh, that
entries
flow is Granlund.
is zone entries a legitimate thing to be?
100%. You're driving
You're
the play.
driving the play.
For
The
context.
argument was that
I'm just saying.
John Tavares, Olympian, gold medalist John Tavares, couldn't hold a fucking hockey stick unless he was playing on a line with Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner made John Tavares. Absolute fucking bullshit. It's the first time in John Tavares' career that he's been with an elite winger. Mitch Marner was ranked the 11th best player in the NHL. Did you know that? He's not even the 11th best winger in the NHL. That is my...
Wait, what do you mean, though, by Tavares? I'm lost.
Like,
That's the point.
So
People said that he had a good season because of Marner.
Darren Ferris's argument, the whole crux of why Marner's worth $15 million was because he made John Tavares, the $11 million golden boy, a 47-goal scorer. He made John Tavares' career high because of Mitch Marner. Do you want to know something? about underlying numbers? Mitch
Yeah,
Marner's,
the Buffalo Sabres. Any winger Tavares has ever played with, they can thank him for his contracts.
So, but if you want to know, so Marner's points before this year were 61, 69, nice, and 94.
69, okay.
Okay? His highest goal total was last year, 26. But we never hear John Tavares making him a better player. It was Mitch Marner making John Tavares the better player.
Because he's a Canadian kid in the market from
the other thing.
But
so is John Tavares.
Like,
God damn it.
Would it not just be realistically, like, would they not realistically just probably make each other better?
Yes, but we can't talk about that. We can't talk. It has to be Mitch Marner
making
John Tavares better.
Tavares played with good players, and he never put up those kind of numbers in New York. So
no, he didn't play with good players.
So to me, there's a bit of both guys propping the other guy up.
Okay, sorry. John Tavares, you're right. He never put up 47 goals. He did, however, the season before, put up 37 goals, 47 assists for 84 points.
Good numbers, but not...
he had put up 38 goals and 14-15 for a team that... he put up 37 goals for a non-playoff team the year before. Put up 38 goals, 48 points, or 48 assists for 86 points. And then he had a 31-goal season, 50 assist season in 2011-12. So
it's not almost on his own, though.
It's not saying that he is incapable of putting up points. He is a tremendous hockey player. He is one of the best centers in the league, John Tavares is. But for whatever reason, Mitch Marner's camp was saying this guy is not good unless he's playing with Mitch Marner. And realistically, how does one season all of a sudden change Mitch Marner from a 70-point player, 25 goal or 20 goal scorer to a 25 goal scorer and a 94-point player in one season? Oh, maybe it's because you got John Tavares on his line. So my argument is, Brayden Point just took 6.75. He had 94 points last year. Mitch Marner had 94 points last year. How on earth does Mitch Marner think he's worth that much more money than Brayden Point? How does he think he's worth that much more money than Mikko Rantanen?
Sports are very much a "what have you done for me lately" environment.
I get that, but Mitch Marner was absent in the playoffs.
I'm not saying it's right, but I mean, it's crazy how fast...
He's a fantastic player, and I don't want to take anything away from him, and I'm really upset about the whole scenario because it's made me dislike Marner in a lot of ways, which isn't fair to him. I get it. Hockey's a business. But how do you justify this? And I get he's a Leaf for the next 6 years, and we don't have to talk about this for 6 years now, and it's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to love it. But realistically, this is a woof on the Leafs, and it was a well-done PR move by Marner's camp, and it was one well-done PR move by TSN for Darren Dreger to be the mouthpiece for this. Darren Dreger's an amazing journalist. I don't want to take anything away from him because he is very good at what he does, but it's very clear that he was pushing a narrative that was pro-Marner and anti-Leafs.
Do you think things are, like, in these negotiations, do you think things are actually, and I'm not talking just Marner, I'm talking just in general, do you think things are actually as contentious as it comes out? Do you think the media is just reporting what they know? Or do you think the media kind of stirs it up a little bit? They say, well,
they have to stir it up.
We were told this, but we're going to say it this way because this sounds more controversial.
Yeah, I think it gets clicks.
So you almost wonder, like...
how much of it is
personally,
real?
I very much love-hate relationship with the media. I hate them most of the time because I feel like they pull shit out of their ass a lot of the time. If there's no story, they make one up. If there's a positive story, they don't care. Negative, controversial, ooh, we're all over that though. Yeah. Anyways, but I just think I would love to know how contentious these negotiations, right? Because like Patrick Laine, oh, he's still in Finland. He's not even in Winnipeg. Well, when the way the media says it, everyone's like, well, screw Patrick, right?
Yeah, but it's not that big of a deal.
But maybe it's not that contentious. Maybe it's as simple as Chevy saying, you know what, stay there, we'll figure it out.
No point coming here.
Like, he can't practice with the team. He'd have to literally rent his own ice if he came here.
Yeah. He's hanging out with Nico Rantanen. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
To me, the media, they get a hold of these things, and they try and control it, and, you know, they hide behind that old, oh, but it's our job. Yep. Well, it's not your job to make up stories, so.
Okay. Anyways. We have to move on. That was a long segment that took us an hour, but it's fine. It's fine.
Just the Mitch Marner.
We're doing this
just this
once a month. We can go as long as we want.
We're Joe Rogan. Look out.
Yeah.
We're coming, Joe.
Okay, time for rapid fire. So I want
go
as short of statements as you guys can say. Okay. No lockout until 2023. Or 2022-2023.
You're looking for a short answer?
Yeah.
I was unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had no idea that there was going
so
to be
the
one.
NHL had until
September 15th.
September 15th, the players. So the owners had decided, they said, we're good with the agreement. Let's keep it. The players had until the 15th to either say, we're good with it, let's scrap the lockout. And if they did, if the players said we were good with it, then the lockout next year is off the table and the agreement goes on for 3 years. But the players could have said, we don't like it, let's open it up again. And they would have had to negotiate by the end of next year.
So now Seattle's going to have a season.
Yes. Because the players' PA said, we're good with it. So now the current agreement goes on till 2022. And it sounds like there's quite a bit of optimism that they'll even get a longer deal done before then.
Fantastic. All right.
I think it's good. I like it.
Great.
Yeah, like obviously that would have been terrible to have the third lockout of Gary Bettman's career. But hey, good. 32 teams will be the next one, and clearly there's going to be lots to talk about for both players and owners, and hopefully they can nip it in the bud and sign a new collective bargaining agreement.
And Blake Wheeler's having a good payday this year now.
Here you go.
Because his contract was $10 million the first year and then $5 million the second year because of the potential lockout.
Yeah. Okay.
He's having a good payday.
So, Trouba was traded from the Jets to the New York Rangers for Neil Pionk and their first rounder back, which they drafted Ville Heinola with.
Who looks pretty darn good in preseason, by the way.
It's preseason.
It is.
Just kidding.
It is.
Surprised Trouba finally got dealt.
No surprise. Not surprised at the team either. I barely blinked when they were like, yeah, I got traded to the Rangers. I was like, he fits there.
It made sense, and they got about as good of a return as they probably would have got. Actually, they might have gotten the best return they probably could have gotten because they got their first round pick back that they traded there was the Kevin Hayes trade, right? And from what I've been hearing about Neil Pionk, like he's only played a year and a half in the league, but people in New York seem pretty high on him. Like I don't know if he'll be as good as Trouba, but he could be a serviceable top 4 defenseman for them. So,
and that's something that this team desperately needs. Subban trade. Nashville Predators traded PK Subban.
That kind of came out of
to
nowhere.
The New Jersey Devils. I would remember exactly where I was, and it was just kind of one of those things where there was very little buzz about it, and then all of a sudden it's like, I think it was Saturday of the draft, and all of a sudden it was PK Subban's getting traded.
Yeah. Well, and
nobody knew to where, and then
from what I was reading, apparently they even were talking about moving him at the deadline. Like they had been talking with teams, but so maybe he's not as lovable as everyone thinks he is, and maybe they got tired of his crap too.
Yep.
From what I've read a few things that they kind of got tired of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they had to move on to sign Matt Duchene. They had to clear up some space, but if you're well liked, they probably aren't going to move you. So
yes. Other notable trade: Tyson Barrie to the Toronto Maple Leafs
for
Nazem Kadri. And after what Kadri did in the playoffs, don't get me wrong, I think Kadri's a great player. Clearly, something hasn't been working with the Leafs. They've lost twice in a row to Boston in Game 7. So you had to move on from the player. And I know it sucks to say goodbye to a guy that you've grown through your system, that has been through so much with that team, but got suspended twice, 2 years in a row against Boston. I still
arguably cost them the series this year.
I will say that if they have Nazem Kadri, and it's catch-22, we'll never know, maybe an alternative universe. But if they beat Boston, if they have Nazem Kadri, I think they beat Boston. Regardless of that, he's now Colorado Avalanche. Happy for him. Like I said earlier in the podcast, Colorado's my second favorite team, so happy for him. And I love Tyson Barrie. So
good deal for Toronto too, because they
start for both.
They have an overabundance of good forwards, and they probably need to shore up their defense a little bit. So.
Yeah, and they got Alex Kerfoot out of the deal, which I'm pretty happy with.
And then they turned around and signed him really quick.
Yeah, and
was it
they
just
also
Kadri, or no? It was Kadri
and Calle Rosen and a third rounder. Like I like Rosen too. I think he's a serviceable defenseman. He would have been on Toronto's bottom pairing this year. Most likely would have been him and Dermott. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, Leafs also acquired Cody Ceci from the Ottawa Senators for Nikita Zaitsev.
Don't sound too excited.
Hey, okay, well, don't spoiler alert who I think is going to win the leadership award.
Oh.
But it's all the players that got traded from Toronto to Ottawa as a collective. I literally wrote Toronto group. Messier, Toronto group.
To keep going.
Yeah.
Other notable free agents that were signed. Artemi Panarin, surprise, went to the New York Rangers for A nice 7-year, $11.6 million deal. Got
That's
paid.
the sound of me
Yeah.
doing the money.
Yeah.
Taking that money.
And then Matt Duchene also signed with the Nashville Predators.
Which pretty much everybody called, like...
Once he got traded out of Ottawa.
Once he got traded, yeah, they're like, yeah, he'll be in Nashville next year.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a cowboy? So we wanted to go.
He's a
with
huge
cowboy.
country music fan.
Yeah, he's a
so.
huge country music fan. Quick draft recap. Jack Hughes went to the New Jersey Devils. Capo Caco went to the
Rangers. You know what I like? How
Yeah.
Rangers Devils.
Yeah.
Like, they're now that's gonna renew that rivalry. It has to.
Because
Wait.
the Devils, who else did they sign?
Trouba. Well, Devils got Subban. They got Trouba. They got the Wayne Drain.
Simmons, yeah.
Oh baby.
Well, because they're trying to get Taylor Hall to re-sign. He's still signed.
Well, he's a UFA next year. And then the Blackhawks with the 3rd overall picked center out of the Saskatoon Blades, Kirby Dach. And then with the Ottawa Senators pick, Colorado Avalanche picked Bowen Byram to add to that ridiculous defensive core they already have. With Cale Makar showing up last year in the playoffs, they were able to dispose of Dyson Barrie once they saw what Cale Makar was
Didn't
made
they
of.
already have? They have another young guy on their team.
Samuel Girard.
No, like he hasn't. I think he played for Team Canada last year. Like not McCarr. There was another guy.
Okay.
Irrelevant.
Do you want me?
doesn't
No.
matter.
Do you want? I'm on their cap friendly right now.
Just see if they have.
Defensive.
Yeah,
So Connor Timmins.
that's him.
Yeah.
Done.
He's 21.
Yep.
Right-handed defenseman.
2 years ago, then he would have played.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bowen Byram. They have Callie Rosen. They have their decor is set for the time.
It's
being.
a young decor, but it...
Yeah.
It's a good decor. Okay, what else we got?
Well, we're gonna move into the season preview. Yeah. So
figure
here,
this
all I
stuff
want, guys, is who you think's gonna win the divisions.
Done.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
We're not doing rankings?
We're not
No.
gonna do rankings.
Just the winners. That's
yeah,
way easier.
just who you think's gonna win the divisions, and then from there we're gonna get into conference finals, final,
Done.
and then we'll get into our awards. Okay.
Perfect.
So
All right.
we'll go around the table. Metro. We'll start with Cam.
Rangers.
Rangers. To
All
win
of
the
my
Metro.
picks were made by my little sister because she's just as knowledgeable in the sport of hockey as I am at the moment.
Rangers. I'm going to go Carolina Hurricanes.
We never actually got to talk about the storm surge, which I'm really upset about because that was awesome last year.
They made it to the conference finals.
Like that was a lot of fun.
And they might have gotten better.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. They did get better in my opinion, but
This is Greg. If you have earned a nickname for this season, we'll talk about that because you've clocked in
talk
about a dozen of them so far.
Yeah, well,
And
Okay,
we probably
what do you
won't
got?
talk about any
Metro.
of them.
Washington, just because.
To me, it's a 3-team race. It's Washington, Pittsburgh, Carolina.
I think Pittsburgh got worse. I could actually honestly say Pittsburgh might miss the playoffs. this year.
Islanders then?
Pittsburgh and Philly did nothing. Everyone else did at least something.
Well, Columbus lost pretty much their whole team. They're not going to be
My
good.
bad.
They're
Columbus.
not going to be good.
Godspeed.
The
to
Rangers
Columbus.
got better, but I still don't think they're going to be that good.
I think it's going to be Washington Devils, Rangers, and I think you're going to see 5 teams from the Atlantic in the playoffs.
5 teams.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, who do you got for your Metro? Sorry.
I said Washington.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Okay, next division. Atlantic.
yeah.
I didn't pick this. I have to preface. I didn't pick it. She did. Toronto.
He's going Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
I going Toronto because obvious
Yeah.
reasons.
Okay. Pacific. Dan.
I'm going to go Vegas. They're going to have a little bit... Not that they had a bad year, but
Oh
I
my-
think they're going
their
to bounce
wingers are
back
so
up
good.
to...
You ready? Ready?
Yeah.
You know what I think Vegas should bring in as like a guest? Rob Van Dam, but do the VGK because I'm going Vegas as well. Dan? Greg?
Just to be different than you guys, I'll go Calgary, but I really don't
It's-
know if they're better.
Pretty much clear, though. It's going to be 3 from the Pacific and 5 from the Central. Though.
Yeah,
So
like,
because I mean,
I don't know what
Sharks,
you're talking
Knights, Flames.
Oh, I'll go Sharks. Sorry, I'm going Sharks, not Flames.
Oh!
Sorry, I forgot about the Sharks.
If there's any RFA that just for both of them, Timo Meyer. That contract is beautiful for both teams.
No, how
Kevin
about
LeBanc.
56 points, $1 million for 1 year.
Yeah, Kevin
What?
LeBanc.
I've never
Yeah,
even heard
He
of this guy in
signed
my
a.
life.
He had 56 points. He
Yeah?
signed a $1 million contract for 1 year.
That's overpaid.
Yeah.
No, he's
No,
banking
no,
on
no, no.
himself.
I
No,
come from.
He's Kevin LeBanc
I
on
think
himself.
I think what he did is he's like, I know the
How
Caps
long
going
have
up
you
next
sitting
year.
on that shit?
I just
for?
thought of it.
Oh yeah, did you? Okay.
Bullshit.
Okay. Central. Greg, you start.
This is a tough one to call for me because
Oh.
there's
This
There's
ranking
so much
is
depth.
honestly very. I'm gonna read
There's
you my
so much
ranking
depth.
because
To me-
it's my sister's ranking.
to me.
and
There's
it's
only
hilarious.
one team in the division that's awful, and that's Minnesota.
That's Minnesota. I think we can agree with that. I'm going Avalanche.
Okay. I'm going Nashville.
I was gonna Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorado is,
However,
think them and New Jersey are the two most improved teams.
Today's trade. In my
We're
mind,
not there yet.
Okay, but
we're not there yet.
In my mind,
Come
on!
I'm not going to tell the trade, but in my mind, I had an order for this division.
You can't say who the team is. Cam doesn't know.
I'm not going to say anything. In my mind, I had the order for this division, and then one of these teams who I was like, I think they're going to be here, made a trade today, and now I don't know. But yeah,
My argument
just for us, because we live in Winnipeg, I have the Jets finishing 5th in the division, second wild card.
Okay.
I think they're going to make the playoffs, but just barely.
Okay.
You and my sister think alike because she also has Winnipeg in the 5th.
Because it's all about the defense.
I also had Winnipeg in 5th.
Yay.
And
Well,
then
she has
who do you have 6th?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
like
yeah.
worse than Winnipeg?
Yeah.
I have
Dallas, Chicago.
See, I think
dude,
Dallas.
Dallas
is
they
one
got
of those
Corey
two.
Perry and Joe Pavelski.
And on
Yeah,
top of that, they have
right.
Miro Heiskanen.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas will be,
I like Heiskanen, don't like Pavelski.
in
or
my
Perry.
mind, before the whole Dustin Byfuglien thing happened, to me it was kind of Nashville, Colorado were like the 1-2, and then Dallas, St. Louis, Winnipeg were kind of
Yeah, Smorgasbord.
jockling for
Oh, yeah.
the middle spots. But
Conference final. Cameron.
East
Yeah.
or West?
Go East. Go East and West. Give me your
Okay,
conference finals.
East, Rangers versus Toronto.
Okay.
Okay, not my picks, so that's why
Okay,
I'm throwing her
that's
under the
fine.
bus.
Dan?
East Conference Final?
Yeah.
Now I gotta think of who's gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, well, I'll go Toronto against the Hurricanes.
Ooh! Ooh!
I am gonna
Like
do
it.
Tampa Bay. They're gonna get over the hump,
And ruin the storm surge.
and Carolina.
Okay?
What? Tampa and Carolina can play each other?
Yes.
Yeah, opposite
Tampa's in the
divisions.
Atlantic.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I'll go with my West. We're gonna go San Jose, Avalanche.
Okay.
Vegas, Colorado.
Vegas, Nashville.
Okay. Stanley Cup final.
Yep. Toronto versus Vegas.
Okay. Stanley Cup final.
Tampa, Colorado.
That's nasty. I like that.
Toronto, Colorado.
Ooh, screw you! Your two favorite teams?
Yep. I'm doing it.
Get out of here. Okay.
They're both like.
We don't need to pick winners. We don't need to pick winners.
Homer pick.
They're both in the Cup contender category. I
Yep.
mean, Colorado maybe not as much, but they got
Colorado's got a
they got an
lot.
outside
They're
shot, though.
so good. They got so much better with Kadri there too.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
know. They're so good.
I hate to be a downer, but I don't think Toronto's going to beat Boston. They're going to lose again.
Okay.
Hey, in the second round, though, they're going to make it. They're going to make it past the first round.
Maybe.
No, yeah, so come on.
Art Ross.
Art Ross, I have...
We aren't doing Cup champions?
No, we're not.
No,
doing
we're no
champs.
Cup champ. We all know it's Toronto. Art Ross, I got Artemi Panarin.
Okay. Art Ross.
McKinnon.
That's a really good pick.
Or somehow Connor McDavid again.
Yeah.
He just will.
It's so hard not to pick Connor
Or Patrick
McDavid.
Kane, even though those teams are going to be
It's
terrible.
going Connor McDavid for me.
Okay.
Next one would be Norris.
Norris, I mean...
Oh, not Shane Gostisbehere. How do you
They
pick Ivan Provorov?
These are my picks. No, I just want to say, all right, I was literally before his parents cheered for him, I was there in Denver with Jacob Slavin when he was in Pee Wee going, get in there, Jacob! Jacob Slavin from Denver.
I'm going to go...
Slavin.
I don't care. He's from Denver.
Okay, so you picked Slavin. Did
Yeah.
you pick?
No.
I'm going to go Miro Heiskanen. Dallas.
Whoa,
like that
okay.
I really like that.
Dude, he had a good
I
record.
know, but
I
still.
like going bold. It's more fun.
Yeah, oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
I'm going to go Morgan Riley.
Greg's going full homer this year.
I'm not going full homer.
Secret time, I literally wrote Dumba, but then I forgot about my love for Slavin. So I said Slavin. I scratched out.
Dumba?
Yeah.
Matt Dumba's going to be on the worst team in hockey.
He's
Or one
going
of
to
the
mop up shop, guys. Come on. He's Matt
We have
Dumba.
to talk about the Victor Rask story on air. after.
Eventually.
It's just hilarious.
Okay. All right. Next one.
I don't know if Greg knows the story or not.
We'll go with Rocket Richard.
Roger Richard. Greg's not going to like this one. John Tavares.
Okay.
But secretly, I originally had Marner written and I scratched it out. I couldn't decide.
Marner's never going to score
I
over
don't
30
care.
goals.
I don't care.
Damn. I'm going Ovi. Guy's a monster. He's scored more goals.
If he
Like,
scores 42 goals, he has 700 this year. 42 goals.
I'm gonna say it now, so that if it does happen, I'm gonna look really good. Yeah. Patrick Laine.
Ooh. I knew you were going there.
He's gonna miss the first month too, and he's still gonna win it.
Wow, bold. Okay, I like it.
No, I don't know about that.
Jack Adams? Do you have a Jack Adams?
Is that coach?
Yeah.
I wrote Florida guy.
Joel Quenneville.
Florida guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Joel
Quenneville.
Yeah.
I didn't know the coach was there.
Yeah.
So I wrote Florida guy.
Who's the coach?
I'm gonna go for the coach that replaces Mike Babcock.
He's getting fired this year?
He's getting fired this year.
They're gonna have garbage 3 years.
That's my
garbage
that's
3
my
months, and then the replacement will be Sheldon O'Keefe from the Marlies.
Yeah.
And then that's when Dubas gets a rolling because they know each other, and they're gonna start rolling that system. And then Tavares is.
They're actually
62 goals.
Say, is it Bednar, Colorado? He's the coach?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be coaching.
Okay.
Worst team in like NHL history 2 years ago? Stanley Cup final.
What else do you have?
Hart.
What's Hart?
Which is media voted MVP.
No.
Yeah, no. Hart is media voted MVP because Lindsay is player voted MVP.
Oh.
So literally you can have two.
So Hart is most important to his team.
Voted by media.
Nikita Kucherov.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Connor McDavid, but probably
Greg or Dan?
I think about that one.
I have the math man. Matthews.
He's going Mark Scheifele.
I was so close to putting Morrissey on here. Oh, for not Hart, for like another one.
This is tough. Ovi.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fun.
Okay, Vezina, goalie. I'm gonna
Goalie?
stick with my theme here. I got Freddie Anderson.
Oh, that's not fun. I wanted to pick Freddie Anderson.
Well, then you can have him too as well.
I want Anderson.
I actually, secretly, do you want me to go with my original pick?
Who was your original?
I wrote Dumba there too.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go a bit bold, but if the team that I am picking is going to do as well as I say, it's going to happen. Peter Mrazek, Carolina. He was good last year.
Interesting.
He's also a little bit crazy, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely is.
Like psycho.
Is that it for awards?
Well, we'll do Selke, just defensive, and then don't matter after.
Ryan Kessler's not playing, so
Bergeron.
Okay, wait, you didn't pick one for
What?
for what did we just do?
Vezina?
Yeah.
I picked Anderson.
Oh, my bad. Right. Yeah, Selke.
Bergeron.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest award.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Mark Stone.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good call too.
Dan.
That's a lot of takeaways.
Defensive forward.
Bergeron.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can move on. The other ones are
Okay.
kind of nothing.
Time for the new segment. It's called Catch Up Cam.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's one more award I did want.
Okay.
Masterton, comeback player. You know why? Because mine's really good. I'm super proud of it. Because I took it from someone. Credit to Trevor.
Okay. Who is it?
James Neal.
Oh, okay.
Is that the perseverance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have it.
Okay, I really that's such a good one when he said he's like James
Yeah,
Neal's a
that's
good one.
if he has a decent year. That
James Neal scored a goal the other day in preseason, and
against the Jets, I know.
yeah, but like I don't care who it was against. It was like the look on his face was, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. I just forgot for a year.
Yeah.
Like he knows how to score.
He's a player.
Even whatever, even if he's not with McDavid, the power play or a Nuge,
Yeah, he'll
maybe
be fine.
Draisaitl,
He'll be fine.
nasty.
I'm trying to think. There is one story, and I'm just trying to think who it is.
Patrick Laine.
It's no.
Yeah, he could
From
technically.
Finland.
Well,
all the
no,
way to
because
Winnipeg.
based off last year,
Oh,
sitting out
no.
for a month.
Mine.
Go.
I don't know if he'll play in the NHL this year, but if he does, it'll be Stelio Mateos. Winnipeg boy, plays for the Carolina Hurricanes. Is fighting off cancer right now.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Nice.
Oh, jeez.
I actually know him. No, I've got it.
No.
Dustin Bufflin.
Oh, yeah, that's
If
another
he
good
comes back to play.
Yep.
Which we still
Okay.
haven't talked about.
Okay.
But
Go.
Well, we'll get there.
Catch up, Cam.
Catch up, Cam.
Reason being,
Because Cam doesn't watch anything.
I don't watch anything. I left social media. I literally went off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't do anything anymore. Ever.
Okay.
Nothing. I live in a
So
basement.
there's a couple here that I just want to make sure you know about
Okay.
to catch you up on, and there's a couple here that I know you don't know about because they came out today.
There's one thing I do know about today. About
Which is?
a player.
The Matthews situation.
No.
Okay. Well, we won't
Okay,
get there
sweet.
yet.
Then
What do you
later.
know about the
Cam.
player? Sorry, no.
No,
catch
I
Greg up.
heard, in our group chat, just Justin Faulk with the Blues, but I don't know anything else.
Oh, okay.
So you gave me such a hard time about not saying the team, and Greg already said it earlier today.
No, but I thought you were going to ruin something, another surprise.
No, we went to the
no.
Blues.
That's like...
Yeah.
and that
so-
made me second guess where I had them sitting in the...
My little sister, she was watching a power through Game of Thrones. That also ended when we were gone.
How bad is that last
No,
season?
no.
Pretty awful.
Spoiler alert right now. If you don't want to hear anything. Legit? Greg, are you actually? Okay, I'll whisper real quick. I didn't know what episode she was at, so I'm like, have you seen Daenerys die yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
Trivia.
You're good, Greg. You're good.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Greg literally plugged his ears.
Yeah, I did. I had to.
I mean, that's pretty
Okay.
obvious.
No, but I didn't
So-
know. I didn't know.
You know then that Phil Kessel was traded to the Arizona Coyotes.
I do. I
Yeah,
do.
okay, I wanna make sure.
You know
For
what?
Alex Galchenyuk.
I didn't know when he got traded.
Yeah. Alex
To the
Galchenyuk.
Penguins?
Yeah.
And also, apparently, the reason he got traded is because Evgeny Malkin said, I'm not playing next year if Phil Kessel's on the team.
What?
Yep.
Dirty commie.
Ketchup
I knew
Cam.
it. I don't like
They
that.
also signed Brandon Tanev to a whopping 6-year, $3.5 million per season
That was
contract.
a lot of money.
Who's his agent?
That must be
He
the
better
biggest.
have hugged him.
That must be
day.
the biggest contract a third, fourth line guy's ever gotten.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, no, there
In
was Boston Bruins contracts
But term,
like
though?
Daniel Pye. Oh yeah,
Term?
was
6
ridiculous.
years.
That's rough.
That was one where Lou Lamoriello was
He's a
like,
great
"Why couldn't I sign that?" Bottom line guy. It's
He's
like
a
it's
great
Casey
player.
Zizekas.
Great player.
He deserves all that money.
So do you know about the Dustin Byfuglien situation?
In regards to
Taking a leave from hockey, but was spotted at Earl's on Thursday of last week.
in Winnipeg.
Earl
in
St.
Winnipeg.
Vital, having
Earl
some
St.
beers.
Vital, having a couple beers.
So he hasn't
Beers.
left the city.
Well, I mean, why would you drive all the way back to?
Well, I
across
guess
the
people
border?
just thought because he like went on the personal leave and no one knew why, and then it came out that he was debating retiring, and then I guess everyone just assumed like he went home because he was like, well, I'm not
But
going
it's
to play
War
hockey.
Road, Minnesota. Who cares? It's right there.
But I guess everyone
He's here
kind of
for his
figured
kid going to school. I think.
Yeah.
I think his kid's
So he's at Earl's.
he was at Earl's
Having
having,
a
and
drink.
some girls got pictures with him, and then one of the girls who posted them said, "Oh, he told me he's playing this year." So of course that stirred up a whole.
But that is.
And
also
then of
just
course they
lip
asked
service.
Paul Maurice about it the next day, and it was hilarious.
What did Momo?
Well,
say?
because this like blew up, right? Of course, because it hit social media. Everyone's like, he's contemplating his future. Why is he out having a beer? And Paul Maurice is like, you want to go for food? Bastard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's my exact reaction. I'm 100% with Paul.
But
Maurice
that's
there.
exactly
He's living
it
life.
was
Who cares?
exactly what he's. It was hilarious.
He lives in Winnipeg. He was. I think that there's some issues within the locker room, which is something that we're going to talk about now, and we'll bring it in now. I think there's stuff in the locker room that we don't know about. That obviously there's a ton of rumors swirling. There's rumors that he doesn't want to play because Blake Wheeler's a captain. There's rumors that he's.
I never heard that.
But Blake Wheeler's
that
the
was-
captain of the Jets.
No, that's not why he's.
Yeah,
Oh.
I once again, I don't believe that to be true.
I feel like that's just what people throw out. They're like, oh, it's got to be Wheeler. Yeah,
I don't
okay.
believe that to be true. I think that he also takes a lot of. I think he's upset with the way last season went. I think that this is also a personal opinion of mine and stuff I've also heard is I think that he wants to try to mend the relationship with Patrick Laine because there was obviously some turmoil there, allegedly. And I think that he's trying to just figure that out. And the guy's been hurt a lot. Realistically, like I feel bad for the guy. He loves hockey. He's a great player. He's a great dude. I'm talking like I know him, but regardless of that, I still think that it's tough to get motivated. Like look at Andrew Luck. It's tough to get motivated when you're spending half the time rehabbing. And is it really worth it? Like he's got a young kid. Like
He's 34 years old. He's made a
Real-
lot of money.
and you know what? You're loved in this city. And we talked about it in the group chat. I think you look at retiring his number, even if he leaves now. Like the stuff he's done, the way he's been through everything with this team. I don't think that there's anything negative I have to say. I hated the contract when he signed it, and I still think it was a little too much money for too long. But still have a lot of respect for the guy, and I think he's a tremendous hockey player. And honestly, I could see him not playing this year and coming back next year.
To me, this is just to me. I think it's just at his age he had 2 major injuries last year. He missed half the season. I just think maybe and the bigger thing is, so he normally plays in a summer hockey league in Minnesota for fun. He didn't play this
The
year.
Beauty League.
He didn't play. And I guess people are saying, well, that seems kind of weird because this guy loves to play hockey. And he was here for a couple skates during training camp, and he just didn't seem like himself. So to me, I don't know where it's problem with Blake Wheeler comments are coming from. I think people just say that. Yeah. One person says it and it just gets spiraled because no media has ever reported there being a problem with Blake Wheeler. It's all fans because they know he's not a hard guy to play with, but he expects a lot. I mean, but to me, I mean, he's the hardest working guy on the team.
Yep.
He brings a culture of winning. To me, he's the perfect guy to be the captain. If allegedly so many guys had problems with him, I feel like they probably would move on from him as a player if he was that problematic. He would not be the captain.
Yeah.
So I think that's just speculation. I just think it's just a personal thing for Buff, and maybe he's,
when your heart's not out of it, you can't be motivated.
It's hard, right? And maybe he saw the Andrew Luck thing and said, well,
if he does it, why don't I do it?
I mean, because at the end of the day, hockey, it's not their life, right?
He's 34 and we act like he's this old geezer, but in reality, he's 6 years older than us.
Yeah. And there's more to being happy than just playing hockey. I mean, I don't know.
Family Guy.
Did you guys see the Blake Wheeler interview when Blake Wheeler? They sat down with him and Sarah Lusky talked to him about last year, and she asked him about the stress of last year and if there were problems. And one of the things he said he got so caught up in trying to win that he literally took it home with him. Mm-hmm. And that's all he thought about. And he said I had to step back and just kind of realize that I'm a dad, I have a family, hockey, it's important, but it's not my life. You know what I mean? And it was a very honest, and he basically just said he got so caught up in all because last year they were pegged as one of the teams to win everything, and he got he got caught up in it, and he said he pretty not that it caused problems with him at home, but it just consumed him, and he needs to take a step back. And so maybe for Buff it's the same thing. Maybe last year was really trying, and he's just saying, well,
give me a sec. And realistically too, this also helps the Jets because he's technically Dustin Byfuglien's suspended from the team right now, just failure to report. It's a way to essentially bury his cap hit. Because of that, now if Connor or Laine, their signing goes further into the season, they can offset those contracts because Byfuglien's missing games. So then Byfuglien's cap hit would be lower, and it essentially helps the Jets out for cap savings further down the road for those wondering about that as well. So if he could come back mid-season, come back from the suspension, and his cap hit won't be that full 7.5, it'd be 4 or whatever.
It's prorated,
yeah, it'd be prorated. So
it helps them out
so that's essentially it. So every game he misses.
From what I've heard, they told Buff that, and he's yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
he totally gets it.
They have realistically they don't have to do it, but they're doing it to essentially protect themselves.
Do you guys think he'll play? I don't know.
I would say no.
I think if I was a betting man, which I somewhat am, I would put more money on him coming back next year than coming to play this year. I think he'll take a year, rehab his body, focus on that, focus on being a dad, and I think he could come back next year, play a bottom role, whether it's here, whether it's Minnesota, whether it's Chicago. I think that he'd stay very close to where he is now. I think those would be the 3 most likely destinations for him. And I could see him coming back playing 1 year. Honestly, if he's going to play anywhere, it's going to be here in Chicago in reality. Started his career in Chicago. I'd be fine with him finishing it there.
Well, he can't he can't just go to another team. He either has to fulfill his contract or retire.
Yeah, but if he retires, then he can do the a Kovalchuk thing where it's you need all the...
Yeah, but I think if he wanted to go, I think honestly the Jets, I think they'd just trade him. If he really wanted to go, I think they'd trade him.
For sure. But I also don't see him wanting to because I think he's built a good home. I think he likes Winnipeg. It's very close to home for him.
He was going to be a UFA and he signed for 6 years. So.
Exactly. So we'll get to Justin Faulk now. The All-Star Justin Faulk was traded to the St. Louis Blues today.
One of the best decors in the league. Get better.
They did lose a defenseman for him.
Oh no!
Joel Edmondson goes the other way.
Weird. I was gonna say Edmondson.
Okay. Dominic Bach and a 7th rounder, and the Blues received Justin Faulk and a 5th rounder. So, upon being traded to St. Louis, Justin Faulk also signed a 7-year, $6.5 million deal with the St. Louis Blues. Whoa. Now, the St. Louis Blues' right side is Alex Pietrangelo, Colton Parayko, Justin Faulk.
Pretty good.
That is nice.
Remember when the Jets had Dustin Byfuglien, Jacob Trouba, and
I remember.
who was their other right
Tyler
hand?
Myers.
Tyler Myers. There we go. Oh man, he signed a big deal in Vancouver. That man.
I don't know what the deal was.
So you've now caught up with that one. What do you think of that?
They were already one of the best decors in the league. I like it. I like it. That's long. He's old, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Justin
28.
Faulk? That's not old at all. That's
No,
a
he's
baby.
not. And he had
That
one.
is us.
He had 1 year left on his deal, so he was going to need a new contract after this season. And I know they've been trying to move him for a while now, but the caveat was
so many
he
defensemen.
had to either waive his no trade because I think for a while Anaheim was rumored to be after
for
him,
Andre Casse.
but apparently Faulk wouldn't. Apparently Anaheim wasn't on his list of approved teams, and he wouldn't go there. I don't blame him. That team's going to be awful. But
Upside,
so,
you live near the beach.
but the other thing too is that the teams trading
High
for him
taxes.
were trying to negotiate an extension before the deal because they had to sign him. Because he was rumored one of the teams that, I mean, with their defense in turmoil as the Jets were rumored, and apparently from what I've read, Faulk said Jets are good. I'll go there.
Oh, they just couldn't facilitate it.
But I don't.
Well, and the money, I guess, because if
It's probably.
they're not going
I
to
mean,
do that.
the Jets are handcuffed right now, right? Because like they freed up $7.5 million of Dustin Byfuglien, but what if he decides to come back in 2 months? They can go and make a trade for a player, but they still might have to deal with it down the road. So the Jets are in a tough spot because I feel like if Buff doesn't come back, you need to replace him. But you have a lot of uncertainty right now, and you can't do a whole lot right now because you don't know what, there's too many bouncing balls.
Okay.
Who plays with Parayko?
I don't know.
Vince
Their...
Dunn.
Oh, Vince Dunn. Yes,
Done.
Dunn.
That'd be good.
Dunn's a good.
Do you
defenseman.
think they'll have a chance to repeat? They caught so much lightning in a bottle last year.
I don't think Bennington's as good as people think he is, but I think he's. I don't know if that path will be easy next year at all. I think there's too many good teams in the West that have bulked up to play against them. So no, my answer is they don't.
I don't.
I think it's
don't.
just too hard to repeat in the NHL.
I don't think we're going to see a repeat.
And they
for
had
the
a
next
lot
10
of things
years.
go right for them. I mean, one of the things I go back to is first round against the Jets, Game 5. They were down 2-0 to the Jets going into the third period of Game 5.
Yeah.
They
Is
could
that
have
the one where
very
they had that weird tip from out of
but
the
they could
air
have
or
very
something?
easily. They were a period away from being on the verge of being knocked out.
Yeah.
And they won that game, and they just snowballed it pretty much. I mean, from January, really, they just
Yeah, they were the worst team in hockey, January.
whatever they had to overcome, they just did. So
Yeah.
They're the worst team in
They were
hockey.
the worst
as of
team in hockey
January.
in January.
and they won Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So the last one, the Matthews news. We've been waiting for this.
I don't hear it. I don't.
Big.
It's big. So, firstly, there's huge rumors going around that Matthews is going to be named captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
As he should be.
Not now.
What?
According to a police report, a security guard at a condo complex in Scottsdale made the complaint after she said Matthews and a group of males tried to open her vehicle as she sat inside doing paperwork at 2 a.m. The complainant...
Pause. The who's doing paperwork?
Security
at
guard
two?
for like an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're sitting in her car
Sorry,
at
I
2
missed that. I
a.m.
missed
Yeah.
that.
doing paperwork.
Got it.
The complainant said she got out of her car and confronted Matthews, who she said appeared to be intoxicated. She said Matthews said he thought it'd be funny to see how she would respond. The report states as Matthews walked away, he dropped his pants, bent over, grabbed his buttocks, though the complainant said he appeared to keep his underwear on. The report says surveillance shows a male subject walking towards a complex elevator with his pants around his ankles. Now, the Leafs have said that they are aware of the situation, and Matthews is fully complying with authorities on this, and they're not going to comment any further.
And he is being charged, like, criminally.
Mischief.
Disorderly conduct. So, like,
yeah.
I mean, it's not
Disturbing
like
the peace.
it's not like a jail sentence, but it is.
He'll get charged.
It is a criminal charge. He is being charged. This happened in Arizona.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just came out a couple hours ago, I think, right?
Yeah, it came out probably around like 4 o'clock, and it was a Habs fan that broke it all, and then everybody started to get the pieces.
It happened in May, right?
Mhm.
I think it happened in May.
In May.
Yeah, May or June. Yeah, it happened early in the summer.
They
Now,
apparently have been investigating it over the summer, and I guess they found enough info to press charges.
Yeah.
it happened. Oh,
It's interesting.
Young made a mistake.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a face of a franchise or one of the faces of a franchise, you have to be aware of what you're doing. That's a pretty big doozer. Although it's not like... My biggest reaction facially, I looked at Dan when he said, I wanted to see how you would react. I thought you were gonna go another route, and like I thought he was gonna scare the shit out of her or something, or like imply that he was going to do something to her.
No.
And that's where I'm like, oh my god, what?
I mean, it sounds like a drunk night out with your friends, right?
Yeah.
And you do something stupid.
And granted, like, it's
What's in the water in Arizona? Wasn't that where that guy, that Ottawa Senator, shit on the entire franchise on that
probably.
on that
But
GoPro? or
my
whatever?
whole thought about this story is it's a 21-year-old making a mistake that he has to learn from, and the worst thing to do is to get at him and call him disgusting piece of garbage. Like, he didn't do anything violent. He did something over the line for sure. I'm not going to say that he was in the right here in any way, shape, or form. He's in the wrong. And you know what? He should face the consequences.
Yeah, head on.
Exactly.
Which it sounds like he's doing.
Exactly. Comply with police, accept what happened. And you know what? This should show some of these other guys out there that think they're hot shit. And I see it in the city. I'm kind of intertwined with that network of NHL guys sometimes. I know people who are...
Greg runs a security camera.
Yeah.
Greg found the footage.
Realistically, I'm around it, and a lot of
Yeah.
these guys, and you see it in the NFL, you see it in the NBA, these guys feel that they're invincible, they think they're untouchable, and that nothing's ever going to go wrong for them because they play professional hockey or they play professional sports. And this is a great example of a guy who's at the highest of highs, makes this mistake, and you know what? Accept it and move on from it, but learn from it. And be a poster child for everyone else being like, okay, we have to be role models here. We have to be better than this. And he, honestly, was a little disappointed that the Leafs said they won't comment any further, because I think Matthews should come out and say, I need to be better. And
I'm sure they're working on that right now.
But maybe this is still going through. It's still going through the legal system. Like he probably has to go to court and.
Yeah, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I do think it makes it hard for them to announce him as the captain now, just because if they do, they're gonna get a lot of flack for it. And I'm not saying he doesn't still deserve to be the captain, but I don't think it's gonna happen now. Like at least now.
Here's the thing: I don't see what this does to hurt his ability to lead a hockey team. Yeah, sure, it's going to be a PR nightmare, but realistically, the Mitch Marner situation was a PR nightmare. Yeah. Let's just get it over with, and then it's done with.
And if anything, if they handle it the way Greg just said, that proves that he's willing to step in front and accept his responsibility and his mistakes and what he's done, which is a leader, which in turn...
And I'm sure that's much more mature than a lot of 22-year-olds.
I'm sure if they still go that route, I'm sure they're prepared to weather the...
And whatever, let people be angry. Let people be angry online, because you know what? You're never going to be able to please everybody. And realistically, you look at today's climate, and this is exactly what happens to people. They make one mistake, and then all of a sudden, it's this person is the worst human being.
For
exactly.
And it's. I mean, in all actuality, it's a fairly minor thing that he's being charged for.
Exactly.
He didn't even roll all pants down.
But still, it's wrong.
Hey.
He should know better. And when you're like what Cam said, when you're the face of a franchise, you should know better.
Exactly.
And that is on him. And that, I think he does. He
has to accept that.
He has to
accept the consequences. And realistically, if he does that, that's a guy I want leading my team. Is a guy that's willing, like Cam said, to step out in front of him and say, "Yeah, I screwed up. I'm willing to accept the consequences," and not try to defer or say that yeah, but like I was drunk, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like if he just says, yeah, I screwed up, I need to be better, I'm a role model, and he goes out and proves it in the next, even if he does it this year, but proves it moving forward and nothing else happens, that's what you want. That's what a leader does.
Yeah.
Was Ryan O'Reilly a captain of a team after he slammed into the side of a Tim Hortons? I can't remember.
And he left his car there?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Allegedly.
Sorry,
allegedly.
I'm not saying Matthews should not be the captain. I'm just saying it might not. If they were going to announce it next week, they might do it halfway through the season now, as opposed to doing it right now.
I see where
because I just think they'll wait till this plays out. If he does get charged or if it gets dropped, then they'll probably go from there. He will be the captain. I just think now this pushes that back a little bit, unfortunately, much.
Or maybe
and really ruins what I wanted them to do, to announce his captaincy. The night that he gets called out, number 34, Auston Matthews, comes out, no C on his jersey yet, goes to the bench, puts on a new jersey with a C on, and then the crowd goes wild. Because He doesn't need to skate out with the C on. He skates out. Everyone's like, oh, he's not going to get announced. And then he goes, changes his jersey, puts on the C. Boom.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Because then you get like mid-game.
It'd be better if he just came out and then he just like did like the Superman pose and then a bunch of smoke came up and then when the smoke was gone there was a C on his jersey.
That'd be cool too.
Put it backwards.
Okay.
Go.
Time to move on from Ketchup Cam because you've been
caught
caught up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The condiments are full.
Okay. Now it's time to pull something out of that cupboard.
Okay.
It's called syrup. Because hot.
Whoa, hold on. You
hot
keep
cakes
syrup in the cupboard?
Yeah.
What? No, in the fridge.
You're an animal.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not.
Dan, where's your maple syrup right now?
Cupboard.
What?
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
In the fridge?
No, it gets way too like
No way.
way too thick in the fridge.
What?
It's viscosity
And you
goes
No, you
to-
take it out while you're cooking, and then it's like kind of still a little cool. I don't like warm maple syrup.
Maple syrup?
Ew.
No, cupboard.
Okay, fine. No, fine.
If it was like a
Aunt Jemima,
corn syrup-
Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima still goes in the cupboard.
No.
Yes.
No.
What are you-
Are you kidding me right now? I've known you for how long, and this is how we find out? You guys are disgusting. I can't believe I even know you people. You're unbelievable.
Blasphemous.
Okay, what do we got now? Pick a new condiment. Start it over.
Hot takes.
For hotcakes, baby.
Yeah. So the way that hot takes for hot cakes is going to go from now on is I'm going to present you guys a hot take.
Oh, I had a
And
good
I
one.
want you guys to know, or let me know. You can bring up a hot take. I don't care.
I got
There's plenty. There's a
I
table in the
got
middle
one.
of hot cakes, and you
I
can
got
share
one.
them.
Okay.
The way it's going to work is I'm going to present you a hot take, and I want you guys to just tell me: is this a sizzling take or a cool take? And explain
Is this
why.
maple syrup in the cupboard? Or,
Yeah, that's it.
cold
That's it.
maple syrup in the fridge?
That's it, dude. That's it. That's how we're going about this. Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There's three. There's
I can't
warm maple syrup from the cupboard. There's cold maple syrup in the fridge, and then there's lukewarm maple syrup that Cam took out of the fridge and made
Yes.
his pancake.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, go.
Hot take for hot cake number 1. Oilers to be bottom dwellers again.
I'm gonna go
Top 5 pick.
lukewarm syrup.
Top 5 pick?
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? I'll go.
lukewarm.
No, cold. I'm going cold.
Going cold on that one.
Yeah, I
think that's
I really think they're gonna gel. I think they're gonna do it.
So that would be a hot take then. A hot take would be saying that like.
Oh,
they-
my bad.
Yeah.
Well, but you
cool
said,
take. A cool take would be like.
But
That's
you
gonna
phrased
happen.
it, Are they gonna
That-
be bottom dwellers?
Yeah. So I said, are they going to be bottom dwellers?
And
You're
I
saying
disagree
no.
with that. So I'm going
Yeah. So
cold.
you're saying it's a hot take then.
Oh,
Because a
yeah.
cold take
Then,
would
yeah.
be you agreeing
from
with
the
it.
cupboard. From the cupboard.
Yeah. So it's from the cupboard. It's cold take.
Cupboard.
Playoffs?
Yeah, cupboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you're saying? You're saying hot.
I'm saying lukewarm.
Lukewarm?
I don't think they'll be bottom 5, but I don't think they're gonna make playoffs.
Jets to miss playoffs.
That's a
And if I
lukewarm.
agree with, I'm very confused at the system.
If you
I
agree
agree-
with the take, it's a cool take.
Go fridge. 100 fridge.
Yeah. They're
Fridge.
missing playoffs.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
lukewarm.
Yeah, I'm going fridge. Like I'm debating.
You just
on,
like you have it in your hand with
Yeah.
the fridge door open.
I'm so
Syrup?
close.
Okay.
It's right
Okay.
there.
I'm
yeah.
going lukewarm. I don't. If they do, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, like I'm not doing it just to be like anti. Like I'm just saying from the loss, the subtractions that they've had. I'm even if Laine and Connor are on the team, I still.
But here's the thing. So assuming Connor and Laine sign, they're gonna be able to score a ton of goals.
It's the defense I'm worried about. Yeah,
They have a Vezina nominated goalie still. He didn't have a great year last year. They still have a Vezina.
You never lose once you get the accreditation. You never lose it.
So they lost a considerable chunk of their defense, but their defense wasn't very good last year. Sometimes on paper compared to personnel is totally different. I went to a game last week. Sammy Niku and Tucker Pullman both look pretty darn good
as an NHL parent.
as just in being NHL ready defensively.
Okay.
I don't know. It might not be as bad as we think defensively. The Dustin Bufflin thing was maybe the thing that pushed over the edge, though.
Okay.
If they had Buff and Morrissey, but
Yeah,
with no
yeah.
Buff, depending on what they do for replacement, there has been a lot of Ristolainen rumors from Buffalo all summer.
To Winnipeg?
Oh, he's one of the worst
Yeah.
defensemen.
I don't.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
No, because then we're gonna have even more controversy in the alleged controversial dressing room that is the Jets. I mean, Ristolainen's only coming if he gets a sweet 5-5 number. Scheifele's gonna have to give it up. They're gonna have to fight each other.
Okay.
Red spot.
I'm going to say lukewarm.
The last hot take I have for you guys.
Okay.
Canucks to make the playoffs.
And if I agree, I go what?
Cool.
Oh, right out of the fridge.
That
it's
is
like so out of the fridge. It's almost at the back, and it's like
So you're
half
saying
frozen.
So you're saying they're going to make
Oh,
playoffs.
yeah.
That's a hot take.
Oh, no
That's
way.
Thank you.
Come on.
That is such a
kidding
sizzling.
What
me?
did they do
hot
to get better?
take.
What do you mean? They don't need to get better. First off,
They were
Miller
terrible.
time,
They were terrible
set.
last year.
Yeah, and they're only getting better. They got Miller
You just said they
time.
don't have to get better.
They don't need to. They have Elias Peterson, or what's that kid's name? Elias Peterson? Pettersson? Yeah, they have Pettersson, who's again Jimmy's hates him.
They're paying the
Hates that kid.
Jets' fifth defenseman $6.5 million a year.
Good. Oh, so there's your boom. They got their number 1 D, Tyler Myers.
That's bad.
That's great.
That's bad.
No,
That's
playoff.
very bad.
Hold on, let's see if I actually allegedly have them. Yeah, they are in the playoff. Yeah. Yep.
That's a
oh
hot
yeah.
take.
Okay. I think
They're
it's-
in, baby.
I've got a hot take.
Yep.
Go.
Josh Morrissey nominated for the Norris Trophy this year.
Yeah, that's cold.
Nominated?
That's a cold. That's lukewarm. Because you know what? I don't think as many people are as sold on Shakes as we are.
And he's.
But he's
the
gonna
field
have
is too deep.
He's gonna have this like. If the Jets do well this year, he's gonna have to be probably
what?
that good.
That's a hot take.
Insider trading.
hot
By the
take.
way, insider trading just in regards to Dustin Byfuglien, Josh Morrissey situation. Little Blue Bird, I heard that the new Jets Heritage jerseys are fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those
The pre-made ones that are in stores, there's no A on the Buff jersey, A's on the Morrissey jersey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be the assistant.
I
I don't know if he'll be nominated. If the Jets have a good year, though, he'll have to be that good.
Yeah.
Especially if Buffalo's gone.
Yeah, but Norris, though.
That's why it's a hot take.
Boy, I love Shakes. I'm not answering.
It's a hot take.
It's not fair. I'm not answering.
All right. So your hot take, Dan.
That was.
Oh, that was sorry.
That was one of them.
I totally.
I'll try and think of one.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm so sorry.
We're already at an hour 45 here.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Is Jacob Trouba worth $8 million a
No.
season?
In
No,
New York,
that's a
yeah.
question. That's not a hot
Jacob
take.
Trouba is worth $8 million.
That's so hot. That is sizzling warm. He should thank Josh Morrissey for every dollar. He's a $5 million defenseman.
Thomas Chabot is worth $8 million a season.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is
that's
Luke,
hot.
that is
That's
a
lukewarm-
cold
cold
take.
All right.
He's
Okay,
worth $8 million.
when I see Thomas Chabot and I see Jacob Trouba play on the same sheet of ice, I think, yeah, definitely both. One of these guys is worth 8. And I see the other one play and I say, yeah, that guy's definitely $8 million. Same reaction to both. It's just all about tone, guys. $8 million. Would you pay this guy $8 million? Yes. Would you pay that guy $8 million? Yes. They got to work with what's in their kitchen.
Over
guys.
the next 4 years, they'll give him $8 million. Yeah, $2 million a season.
Wait, how many years is it?
8 for Chabot.
Whoa!
And 6 for.
Oh my God!
No,
I
they're,
thought
they're,
they're both
they're
8
both
for
8.
8.
They're both 8 by 8.
I'm
pretty sure.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan on that one. Hello.
Okay.
Oh.
One thing that we haven't mentioned, we'll get there.
Okay.
Sorry,
Winnipeg.
Trouba's is 7 years.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That makes sense. So,
Take a little bit of heat off.
One thing that has changed between the last podcast and this podcast in Winnipeg is what, Cameron?
One of
What
us
is
got
the-
married.
No, not between the three of us.
Oh.
Something that Winnipeg gained that they didn't have.
Oh, yeah. Junior hockey team. Winnipeg Ice.
Yep.
Kootenay Ice.
Yeah, the Kootenay Ice moved from Cranbrook, British Columbia.
Cranbrook. Kamloops.
Cranbrook.
Kootenay Ice.
No, Cranbrook.
It's Kootenay Ice.
That's where they were from, was Cranbrook.
Kootenay
They
Ice.
played in Cranbrook, British Columbia.
But they were called the...
Kootenay Ice.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah.
idiot.
How'd you get Kamloops out of Kootenay?
Same
There's the
problem.
Kamloops Blazers
Because
already.
the tongue on the Yeti thing used to be orange, and I thought orange, Kamloops Blazers, JC LePon.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
His
Maybe
name
you've got
is
the bad
Cam.
years. Yeah.
So Winnipeg Ice are now a thing.
Yep.
We have junior hockey in Winnipeg again.
It's dope.
Only
It's a
city
game
to
on.
have junior, AHL, and NHL.
And I can tell you right now, the AHL is not going to be attended very well one day.
Probably
when
not.
Ice
Yeah,
get the new
cheers.
arena. I do want to say I did go to game 1. If you're a fan of Thanos and Kratos from God of War, you're going to love their mascot. His name is Shivers. His number is
Shivers?
His
Google
number is -1. He is a sweet, sweet love child of Thanos and Kratos together.
He's
sweet.
not.
Is this
He
a
is.
new
Not.
mascot?
He is.
No, he's the same mascot they had in Cranbrook.
My ass, he is. No way. He's a
Yeah.
sweet, sweet love child of Thanos and Kratos. Dude, look at that guy. I don't know who's running the Twitter, but
Who is Lil Freeze?
Lil Freeze, we actually know him. So
You can actually request the mascot to come to things.
Friend of the show, Carrie, that's actually modeled after him, Lil Freeze. He's minus 50, the numbers. Yeah.
Okay, apparently when I Google images, all that comes up is Mickey Mouse. So
For Shivers. Type in Shivers.
what's this guy?
Shivers Winnipeg Ice. Yeah, tell me that isn't Kratos and Thanos together. Get out of here.
It is.
It is. Totally.
It is.
Totally is. It's awesome. He's great. You know, atmosphere is fantastic. We got to figure out some chants, though. Go Wakes Go, obviously. But I'm thinking at like the 7-minute mark of every third period, everyone stands up and they just go, "Burr, it's cold in here. There must be some hockey in the." We could work on it. Atmosphere. Like we gotta work on that.
You try and get that over.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Is that my first booking as a wrestler?
Get it over.
Get the ice chant over.
Chris Jericho got a back elbow over. You get that chant over.
We're
What's
not.
that called? What's the move called?
We're reeling it in.
The Walls of Jericho?
Judas.
Yeah, Judas elbow. Oh,
Cameron?
the most powerful move in all of wrestling.
Cameron?
Sorry about that. We're back.
Yeah. Okay.
AEW's
Let me
incredible,
just
guys.
pull you back here.
Yeah,
Let me pull you back.
We're in.
Okay. Junior hockey's back. We're happy.
Beautiful. It's
Okay.
beautiful.
On the lines of junior hockey,
Yep.
we have to get to our.
Oh yeah, the
female.
watch. I don't even know the watch.
So Lafredi watch is what I'm calling it because
Freddie watch. Okay.
Alexis Lafreniere and Cole Perfetti. But Cole Perfetti is projected to go 5th.
Cool.
Alexis Lafreniere is projected to go 1.
Who's in between?
Number 2 is Quentin Byfield.
Quentin what?
Byfield.
Okay.
Number 3 is Lucas Raymond. Number 4 is Alexander Holtz. Raymond and Holtz are both Swedish players. The other 3 are Canadians.
Oh, nice.
1, 2, and 5.
Finally get those
Yeah.
dirty Americans out of there.
So Perfetti and
That
Byfield.
was a little much.
I don't.
Perfetti and Byfield were both very good at the U17 or U18 this year.
Okay.
Or the Ivan Holenka or the Holenka Gretzky.
How do you spell Lafredi?
Lafredi. Lafretti.
Okay, sorry, I cut
Because
you off.
Cole Perfetti.
Oh, I think it meant like Freddie.
No,
Yeah,
Fretti.
but-
Freddie versus
Lafretti.
Jason.
Yeah.
Lafretti.
Okay, so what about these young?
No, I'm just excited to see the way it goes because this is a really good top 5 draft group.
What number does Lafreniere wear? Give me an answer.
I'll get that.
14.
If that player's on the Flyers,
14.
you can kiss that player.
I don't know. I'm just guessing 14.
Lafreniere is the Flyers. 14 is coming to town. Buckle up. Alexis is coming to town.
Hey, you guys finally got rid of Gudis. Good job.
Yeah, from Matt Niskanen.
Oh, no.
Great.
That's right.
Yeah, did it fix anything? No.
Okay.
There's
Take
no
a
way it's a
guess.
sidestep.
He'll take out Crosby for
Just
you.
take a guess what number he wears.
14.
Well, if I guess off what he wore at Team Canada, it's 11.
Yes, he's 11.
Well, see you later, Travis Konechny, you bum.
He just
Get
signed.
out.
He just signed.
Did he actually?
Yes.
How much did he sign for?
I'll tell you right
When
now.
was his contract up?
Oh, my goodness.
Guys,
I meant to include that in the
3
catch-up cam segment.
3.5
It's okay.
or something?
What was it? Travis Konechny signed a
Is it 8 years? Shut up.
5-year deal. No,
Okay.
6-year deal. Worth
Sick.
5.5 per.
That's not
What
bad.
were
That's
his
not-
totals last year?
Hey, you have to keep in mind, what are they paying James Van Riemsdyk besides like $11 billion?
Hey, he's
And
the greatest garbage goal scorer in the NHL.
First off,
Statistically,
you call him
he has the
properly.
most goals from in the crease in the NHL.
So, you know what?
That was
Actually,
literally his case last
his,
year.
Damn.
okay, he had 24 goals, 25 assists last year for 49 points. The year
Oh,
before,
wow, thanks.
24 goals, 23 points, or 23 assists for 47
So
points.
he's a 50-point guy for
He's never had 50 points, but yeah, he's a 50-point guy.
ever.
Ever.
He's never had, like, okay, no, he's saying, like, he's never hit 50 dead on.
Hey,
like,
Cam,
above 50.
He's never been
Cam?
above 50.
And he gets
His career
$7
high-
million?
No,
Cam?
5.5
Oh
over
my
6
God, you know
years.
who else we forgot to...
You have much worse contracts than this to worry about. Kevin Hayes, $7 million a year for a guy who
What?
puts up 50 points.
What's the exact... Isn't it 7.14?
It's 7.142.
Isn't that the number of pi or something like that?
No.
What's the number?
3.1415926.
You think you'd want to re-up? You think you'd want to re-up for the pi number instead?
Probably. At $3 million, yeah. 7.142857.
No wonder Travis actually had a silent 1 in front of his 6.
Just so you know, he was the third centerman on the Jets last year. You're paying him $7.5 million.
Hey.
And he's the third center on this team.
Yeah, because he behind Giroux, Couturier. Oh my God.
Scott Lawton,
Scott
potentially.
Not
Patrick
to-
Nolan.
Not to
Nolan
like
Patrick.
crap on Kevin Hayes because I think he's a good
No,
hockey
you
player,
crap on him all
but
you want. I'm
that's
going to.
way too much.
That is going to be a running theme of
too much.
Now you see me. Now you don't. Kevin Hayes got you.
Here's what I'll tell you.
I don't even have.
He's a
words.
power
Your
forward.
team is old.
He's a power forward, big body, doesn't hit at all.
What number is he on Philly? What
I
number
don't
is
know.
he
They
on?
haven't.
12?
He's 12 on the Jets.
Oh,
20. He was 20. Was he? He was 26. No,
22.
in New York he was 20.
I thought he was 12 in New York.
No.
I'll let you know right now. No, I won't. Oh no, there he is potentially. Is that him? Nope, that's Patrick wearing 19, so it's not him. He wore 43. It looks like 13. He wore 13.
13. Brandon Tanev was 13.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like
So what am I?
that. I like the TK signing. I like the Provorov I knew about. Not a fan of the Kevin Hayes signing. That is complete garbage. That is complete garbage.
Yeah.
That signing.
So we're now nearing the end of the show. But before we get to everyone's favorite segment, which is what have we done for the last year and a half?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
One bold prediction for this year.
Dan, you start. I've started almost
Okay.
everything.
Mike Babcock gets fired by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's good. Yeah, you kind of tease that one. So
We'll talk about it later.
yeah.
Had I have known we were going to do bold predictions, I would have saved the Morrissey one for bold prediction.
Oh well, that's fine. You can say it now.
Josh Morrissey nominated for the Norris Trophy.
Cameron.
No, I'm going to change it. Patrick Laine comes back, scores 50 goals this year.
Okay, bold.
Oof. I don't even. Okay. Bold. I'm gonna stay away from the Leafs because I've been a little Leaf heavy.
Surprise.
I am going to go with. Ah, dang. Okay. You know what?
I've got a good bold prediction.
Go. Lay it on us.
Corey Perry playing for a sweet $1 million tops the 80-point mark.
Whoa!
That's way hotter than your Morrissey one.
That is sizzling.
Think
That
about
is
who's
right
gonna-
out that cupboard.
Think about who
That-
he's going to be playing with, though.
That thing.
That's
no,
right out
you
the
know
cupboard, and your cupboard is
It's not
actually.
even that. It's not even that.
It's beside an oven.
No, it's
An
not
oven
even that.
that's in your cupboard.
What he did is he put the Aunt Jemima. He put actually it's a glass bottle of maple syrup. He put that on an element and has left it there all day.
Oh, it is viscous.
The glass is on fire. Whew. That is hot.
There's nothing I say that'll top that.
That's hot.
Okay, let's go, Cameron.
Okay.
Chop. You're the
Phil
king.
Kessel leads the Arizona Coyotes in points. Yeah, no, stick with
That's
me.
easy.
Phil Kessel wins the...
He wins the thing. Does he
A
become
cup?
a Stanley Cup champion for the Arizona Coyotes?
Oh my God, no way. Come on! I don't have anything right now.
Say that right now. Phil Kessel wins. Yes.
No, I
Say
don't
it.
believe
the
it.
Rocket.
Phil
I
Kessel
don't believe it myself.
wins.
Oh, the Rocket Richard. No, that's coerced. That's I don't know.
I'm Provorov wins the Norris. There you go.
That's
counts.
bold. That's
Have you
easy.
guys seen that video? Like Jay and Dan tweeted it. It's like some guy.
Oh, here we go.
It's some guy at a Coyotes game, and he's like, he's kind of big, and he kind of looks like Phil Kessel,
yeah.
and he's like
Yeah.
wearing an old gesture, and he's like yelling, and then Dan's like, "Hey,
Oh.
Phil's a Jets fan." They tweeted that the day that he got traded
Yeah,
to
that was
Phoenix.
funny.
They're like, "Oh man,
Yeah,
Phil."
that's the one for the jar. It's Arizona.
Damn it! Come on.
Go ahead.
Okay, what
I
happens
lost it for a
if
second.
the jar gets to a certain level? What happens?
You buy us food. Yeah. Okay. Go, Cam.
Guys, I don't have anything.
I thought you had one.
I thought I did, and then
Okay,
I
well,
lost it
you're-
because you
you're
guys
done.
distracted me.
I
I'm
thought you
done.
wanted to be
I'm
bold.
done. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So, for those who don't want to hear about our personal lives, thank you for listening to episode 202.
Why don't you pause? I got it.
Okay.
One of either Giroux or Voracek are going to be traded by the end of the year.
There you go. That's a
That's
good
my
bold
goal.
prediction.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what have you done, Cam? What is new in Cam's life in the last year and a half? Just give me like the Coles Notes 2-minute recap.
2-minute recap.
Yeah.
Left social media.
How do you like it? Good.
Yeah, cool. Everything's a surprise. It's really fun. I don't watch the news though, so I miss like huge news things often. But again, it doesn't really. The news is super depressing.
When the apocalypse happens, Cam be that one guy that just walks outside one day and be like, "Where'd everybody go?"
Yeah,
and
pretty
somehow
much.
survives.
Yeah, was that last year that I joined or the year before? Oh no, it was last year. I joined a CrossFit gym. So I'm always there now, pretty much. And like love life, crushing it as usual, you know. And by that I mean, nope. And
That's depressing.
you know what? Let's top it off. I no longer own 2 dogs. They both died. We had to put them down because they're old. So if we ever host at my house and you hear me be like, "Shut up, dog!" I don't know. Somehow my ghost dog is there. What else? That is it. Okay. My life has been boring. Dan.
I got married. Went to Hawaii on a honeymoon, which was very nice.
Did you go to the Jurassic Park thing?
No, because I didn't know it was there until like the day before we left.
What kind of Jurassic Park fan are you then?
Well, I knew that there was like rides, like some place you could go to and stuff, but there's like a whole like movie studio place you can go to.
Yeah.
We were gonna go, but it was like $350 per person for one day.
Well, it is America. Yeah. So
Hawaii was good. Cat tried to kill himself twice this year. He's still living.
You try and take a toaster bath, or
no? Swallowed something one time and stabbed himself with something the other time.
Inventive.
I watched The Office probably 7 or 8 times through.
Productive.
Might be going back to school.
All right.
Masters?
Maybe.
Oh, then it'll be Master.
I really can't say, but yes.
Then it'll be Master Shredder.
Oh. Is it an off the podcast conversation?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Nothing's official yet. But
what would be your sensei name? Master Shredder.
Master Rude.
I would be... I don't know.
Yeah, I'm so glad you told people to check out at this part. Not that this is boring. I'm just saying.
Rude.
God, we really got to get back into swing. Greg, what happened? What happened?
So kind of the synopsis. Not much happened last summer. Did a few things, hung out with friends. I ended up losing probably about 60 to 70 pounds of weight.
Yeah, so I just want to say when Greg called me a fat ass, man, buckle up, buddy.
It's coming.
No, he looks great. It's awesome.
So that happened. I went on the most fun bachelor party trip ever. Not for me, of course, but for one of my friends. We went to Minneapolis, Vegas, and Scottsdale, and almost got stranded in Scottsdale. It was fun because Southwest Airlines is garbage. Never
all in one trip.
Hey,
all in one trip.
They're a sponsor for today's podcast. Actually, if you go to southwestairlines.com/LMI, use a 10% off code Dan Greg Cam.
Do not actually do it because you'll probably get stranded and they won't offer you anything in return for it. And then when you say, "Well, we booked this 6 months ago," and they say, "Doesn't matter, we don't do that way." You can go fuck yourself.
Aren't they the airline that their window exploded mid-flight and some lady almost got sucked out?
Are you kidding me? What? What?
You didn't hear about that?
No. Was it like a grandma? It'd be funnier.
We probably shouldn't be laughing because I'm pretty sure someone died in this situation.
No way! But... No way! They got sucked in the... That's so fun.
Shouldn't have said anything on
real? Is she really? Okay, I just imagined imagine if you had a time machine and it's like quick after time, and they get sucked out ass first.
I shouldn't have said anything. I apologize.
No way! This real? I'm imagining Nana Boo Boo no! This is not what I want to do. I want to die. I was gonna go see my family. It's my last will. No!
I can't handle this.
Where did she land? What if she landed on a goal? What if she landed outside a school? Kids are playing and they're just oh my god, what is it? And then you just see Nana Boo Boo and her little bits her walker and her cane. Sorry. Oh my god.
Anyways, sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. You let's see an Anchorman 2 where they're in the RV and the bricks trying to tell the story. He's just you just can't stop laughing. That's pretty much Cam right now.
I haven't seen Anchorman 2 in a while.
Okay, so Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, so that was a bad experience, but overall, very fun trip. Got some cool stuff happen in my work. Can't really talk about it just because it's
cool.
It's cool, and yeah, it's related to sport. We'll leave it at that. But some cool stuff happening there. Pretty happy with that. Moved out last year, which
hardest transition moving out. Go.
Hardest transition?
Yeah. Making your food, laundry.
No.
Putting up.
Hardest thing I had to get used to in moving out, and honestly, it's gonna sound weird, realizing that you can do things when you want to do them.
What? Can you have ice cream for breakfast?
Because like when you live at home, you just always like people tell you what to do all the time, and then when you move out, you're like, well, I should do this, I should do that, and then you're like, wait, I can just sit if I want to.
Yeah,
it was hard to get used to for me.
You can really be lazy.
It really was.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I should be doing more stuff.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Okay, Greg, and love life update. I gave one. Dan, you gave one. Love life. Did you experience love? Did you experience loss?
I
found love in all the wrong places.
I did fall in love when I was in Scottsdale with a very beautiful woman.
And what's her name?
Don't remember.
We'll go with Shania.
I was very, very intoxicated, but she was the love of my life.
So she wasn't
for an evening. She was the love of your life.
She wasn't named Ice Room this time.
No, she was the prettiest girl I think I've ever seen in my entire life, and I told her that multiple times.
Did you? That's great. Let's go get her.
I don't know how to.
Where was it?
We'll just find her.
Scottsdale.
How many people are in Scottsdale? Like 400,000? Who cares?
Yeah.
That's
fine.
Play our odds.
Okay.
We'll just start walking around the streets. Beautiful women! Please!
Just Google how.
Oh my god! Oh no wait! What is this screaming that? And then not a boomer like. Oh my god!
I did have that one moment though. Was the next morning when I went back to our Airbnb and I walked in at like 1 o'clock because
in the afternoon.
Yeah,
okay.
And I like walked in and like obviously I felt really good about myself because I had just met like the prettiest girl ever. But regardless of that fact, I walked in and knew that all my friends knew what had transpired. So I walked in with like so much swag, and I walk into the back, and they're all hanging out at the pool, and they just look at me and they're like,
"You got to
like dead face."
Audio.
Like they looked at me with a dead face,
disbelief.
It wasn't even disbelief. It was more like, "Fuck you," like. Fuck you.
That's great.
Yeah, and I couldn't wipe the smile off my face, and I'm like, if we have to fucking hear about it once this trip, we're throwing you out the airplane. That's how I got sucked out of the Southwest.
There it is. We're back. We did it. Wrapping it up, baby.
No, see, they smashed the window to suck Greg up, and then this old lady just went.
I actually landed on some girl.
God.
Right across the road.
Just the sight of Banana like, no! Somebody help!
This is terrible. This is the first and last podcast.
I love it. I love it so much.
I'm not even going to upload this one.
Do it. Yeah, you didn't upload the last one.
I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours.
We got a double upload. We got a double. We got to let them know what they missed and what they did today.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Goal for the next year.
Oh, fuck no.
Personal goal?
Yeah, just anything.
I want to weigh 215 pounds.
I want to see abs. No, on me. I pointed
yourself?
at Greg. I pointed at Greg.
Greg, abs.
I literally said abs.
You're like, I want to see abs. Pointing at me. I'm like,
abs
you're a son of a bitch.
I want to see abs on me. I want to see abs on me. No, that's vain. I would like to go on a trip by myself, I think. That sounds real douchey.
Where would you like to do?
England, soccer, Chelsea.
You're a
Not even close.
loser.
Guys, I've watched an absurd amount of soccer in the last year. Like,
I hate you.
absurd amount.
Everything about you.
It's actually English football.
Could you get fat again,
Football.
please?
What's that?
A football.
Yeah.
I liked it more when you actually watched hockey and enjoyed things. Now you enjoy soccer. Go to Europe.
Okay, first off, I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so let's get real.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Good for
Dan,
you.
what do you
That's
got?
awesome.
What do you got?
Good that you enjoy things.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I would like to go on some kind of a sports trip.
Okay, that's it.
I've never really done one. Whether it's like a wrestling pay-per-view,
Let's go to Philadelphia. Let's go watch
hockey game,
an Eagles
NFL game.
Well, we can go to West Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
With a playground.
Where I spent most of my days.
Living out back.
Kicking back and relaxing.
And shooting on b-ball.
Outside the hood.
School.
Oh, outside the school.
Wow, racist. Are you just assuming all of those people?
I think this needs to just...
Wow.
Okay. Philly, a sports trip. Not just
some kind of a sports trip. I like to go on a sports trip. I've never done one.
Deal. Greg. Goal.
I said I want to be 250.
Right.
But okay, something like less like super personalized like that. I want to buy a house in the next year.
Yeah. No. Damn.
Yeah.
Probably should have said move out then for me.
Yeah. No, I want to buy a house.
Change it to move out. All right.
You want to move in my house with me?
I would.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that.
$715.
We'll discuss numbers after. No problem.
Dude, I'm pretty sure you can buy the house next door for that much.
I don't want to live anywhere near you.
That's rude.
No, dude, we could set up Sean to be the worst neighbors.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Step Brothers when he's cutting the grass in the Nazi uniform. Got plenty of fertilizer.
Or where, like, they let him in and he's wrapped in saran wrap.
Asbestos in the ceiling.
He just died last night.
It was the asbestos.
Greg, wrap it up.
Well, I thank you all for coming back to this journey. That is this podcast that clearly I think was a mistake that we're doing this again.
No way, dude.
I've got to edit this, and
Dude,
it's going to
Cam's
take
reaction
me
to
about
that
2 hours.
story was great.
Guys, I love it so much. I love that so much.
I did miss the podcast, but
Yeah,
thank
me
you all
too.
for listening. If you want to check out the podcast, check us out at LastManNPC on Twitter. If you want to email the show, at lastmanNPC@gmail.com. That's basically all we have.
All of the questions we asked apply to you.
Oh,
Legit,
Last Man
send them in.
Podcast on YouTube as well.
Ask us questions. We will answer them in 2 to 3 weeks.
Ooh,
May,
yeah.
if we even check the email, we don't know.
We probably won't.
I did check the email before this episode.
And
No emails.
Over a year and a half.
We're pop-
Nobody even cared that we
We're
left.
popular.
well, to be fair, they thought Greg died, and because we didn't even do a wrap-up podcast. Are you actually going to upload that one?
If I can find it.
Oh God, another lost episode. It's okay.
That one lost episode we had though was
That was
probably
so
our best
good,
episode.
honestly.
I was doing push-ups.
Yeah,
true.
God.
We were on fire. That was when we had all the momentum. Now it's all gone.
Now all of it gone.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks for listening.
We were like Dustin Buffett. We had to ponder our futures.